Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Tynecastle. We have just kicked off, and what an opportunity is staring Hearts and a packed Tynecastle after that result at Celtic Park as Livingston try and come forward here. Hearts, if they can get the job done today, could start 2026 6 points clear at the top of the table, but they have to beat a Livingston side who, in these opening 50 seconds or so, have the ball deep in Hearts territory. You're listening to Kerdy Nitzan and Alan Preston on BBC Radio Scotland. Alan, former Hearts player, former Livingston manager. We'll get his thoughts in just a second. We'll bring you the team lines as well, but let's just see how this pans out for Livingston in the opening goalless minute here at Tynecastle. They have the ball deep in Hearts territory. Sealer's gone down there just to try and see if he can work something, maybe a throw in, maybe a corner. Some defending for Hearts to do as they try and chip the ball all the way up towards halfway. Livingston enjoying decent early possession here. They're on the halfway line trying to pass the ball through. Instead they go all the way back to their goalkeeper Jerome Prior, and as he puts his left foot on the ball, I can tell you that Tynecastle here absolutely sold out, and the Hearts are on a roll. Can they extend their lead at the top of the Premiership? Well, Livingston have started this game really well. In comes across, half a chance for Livingston, headed over. Was that Stevie May there? The bald head of Stevie May heading over. Alan Preston, your early thoughts, and what a chance for Hearts today.
Yeah, it's a big chance for Hearts to go 6 clear, but it won't be easy, Kennedy. I was at the correspondence fixture at Livingston early on, and it took a Kizaridis wonder goal in the 93rd minute to win for Hearts earlier on in the season. Livingston have been in a lot of games, very narrow defeats. Apart from midweek, I thought they were well beaten against Dundee United, but this will be a tough fixture for Hearts, it really will. Livingston are now fighting for their lives.
Hearts have been robbed of possession there. A chance here for Livingston to come forward into the box. It's poor there from Craig Halkett. I think he's just about got away with that, and Hearts will have a goal kick, and that will just allow me quickly to run through the Hearts team lines for you if you're just joining us live here on BBC Radio Scotland. We've played 2.5 minutes here. Hearts 0, Livingston 0. There's a debut for new right back Jordi Altena for Hearts. Harry Milne's come in at left back. Benny Beningami's back in the middle of the park for the home side. Oisin McAtee's dropped out. Michael Steinbender and Stephen Kingsley are on the bench for Hearts. So Hearts have Schwolo in goal, Altena, Halkett, Finlay and Milne, Beningame, Magnuson and Devlin, with Kizaridis, Shankland and Braga. That front three for Hearts that most teams in the country, strike that, I think all teams in the country would be happy with those three. Livingston, well, they're giving a debut to their French defender Brooklyn Kabongolo. He's recalled from his loan at Arbroath. Man City loanee Mohamedou Sissoko, he's in midfield as well. Conor McLennan wide on the right. Tete Yengi starting up front alongside Stevie May. So as Hearts try and get the ball out of their right hand side, they are pushed back once again by Livingston. Let's see how this plays out again before we confirm that Livingston team lineup for you, because Livy have started this match really well. 3.5 minutes in, they've got a throw in that Christian Montano will take over on that left hand side about 10 yards from the corner flag. He's going to launch this into the Hearts box. No, he's not, takes it short. May offers himself, he has a chance to play it back to Montano. Nicely played by the two of them. Montano tries to go to the byline, he just overruns it with a heavy touch, and with 4 minutes played it's 0-0. Let me just see if I can squeeze that Livy team line in for you. Prior in goal, back three of Kabongolo, McGowan and Finlayson. You have McLennan and Montano in the wide positions. You've got Sila, Sissoko and Pittman in midfield as Livy once again press down the right hand side, and May and Yengi up front. What a good start, Alan Preston, for Livingston in these opening few minutes.
Yeah, they've been terrific. Yeah, they've been absolutely terrific. They've been the dominating side in that opening 5 minutes so far. Really good pressing. Hearts not giving them an inch. Ball played up to Kizaridis there, and he's facing his own goal, ends up losing it. Another throw in, long throw in, this one will be from Danny Finlayson.
Finlayson will put it into the Hearts box. Up go the Livy heads, it's headed clear by Hearts. Soho should pick up for Livy, but he misses his kick now. Kizaridis towards halfway, plays it forward to Claudio Braga. Hearts will hit on the break. There's 4 Maroon jerseys to his right, and comes across left footed. Some defending to be done by Christian Montano, who could have knocked that beyond his own goalkeeper. Luckily for him, and let's give him the benefit of the doubt, is off his right shin and over for the first corner kick of the game to Hearts after 5 minutes. The home side have done absolutely nothing, but they got a corner kick.
Yeah, that just shows you how quick they can be on the break. Kizaridis gets a break of the ball, plays into Braga. It's a good early ball in from Braga. Montano's over, kicks it. I think he's fortunate. Kennedy, I don't think he means to kick it over the bar like that, but Hearts have been the best in the league at set plays, but their main man is Oisin McAtee.
Hearts have a corner kick taken by Harry Milne, and it comes headed away by Livingston. Hearts will still try and keep up the pressure here. Beningame in midfield goes all the way back to his goalkeeper. We can get an update from Rugby Park and Andy Burke.
Kilmarnock 0, Hibernian 1. A nightmare start for Kelly. It was a corner routine from Hibs. The ball came to the back post. Ellie Yuhan left all alone to nod home, and Hibs' good form continues for the time being. Kilmarnock 0, Hibs 1.
Hibs in front then at Rugby Park as Hearts coming forward looking for the opening goal here. It's a deep cross from Magnus and it goes out of play earlier on. Of course, if you're just joining us, Celtic 1, Rangers 3 means that as things stand, well, if the scoreline's at 0-0, Hearts are 4 points clear at the top of the table. Alan Preston, everyone inside the stadium, bar the wee pocket of Livy Lions fans away to our left, will be hoping that 4 becomes 6.
Yeah, well, that's what the majority of the fans in the stadium will be hoping for, Kennedy, but it's not going to be an easy game. We've seen already Livingston very comfortable on the ball, closed down quickly, and there'll be a handful today. They're a big side as well.
Jerome Prior has pretty much kicked that right out the park there, so Hearts, as they try and settle into this game, it's been a nervy opening from the home side. Livingston have looked strong, they've settled well. It's an unfamiliar looking lineup for Livy because Cavongolo has been recalled from Arbroath as Hearts now have the ball just outside the Livingston penalty area. They can't quite get the cross in, might be able to get a second stab at it now. Sealer for Livingston tries to get the ball clear. He's fouled, is he? He is, according to referee Chris Graham. I think that was a foul, Alan.
It was, yeah. Altena just overruns the ball and then goes chasing it, and he goes right into Sealer there and knocks him down, and the referee's right on the spot. It's a correct decision. It was a foul, just overran it.
Livingston have not won here at Tynecastle since May 2002. When, Alan Preston, you were doing what?
Yeah, I was in the dugout for Livingston. It was a great side, Kennedy, to be fair. You know, Marvin Andrews, Dorado, Fernandez, Keno, Shorty Lovell, Davy Bingham, Barry Wilson. What a good side it was, yeah. And we ended up finishing third that year in the league.
They won 3-2 here with goals from Keno, Bingham and Wilson. And Livingston, bottom of the table, just the 9 points. They don't look like it in the opening 8 minutes here at Tynecastle. They've played well, they've settled into the game, they've had most of the ball, they've had it in Hearts territory. And I didn't honestly think I'd be saying that with 8 minutes in. Hearts struggling to get out of their own half. They have had a corner. It is goalless here at Tynecastle. Hibs are ahead at Rugby Park against Kilmarnock. And Rangers won the derby in Glasgow by 3-1, and that has put immense pressure on home boss Wilfred Nancy, and it's also given Hearts the opportunity to go 6 points clear of the big Glasgow 2 at the start of 2026. What a season is unfolding in the Scottish Premiership as Livingston through Cavongolo try and get the ball clear. That's a poor header by Finlayson. He's helped out there by Sissoko, and just as well because Hearts could have been in there. There's some defending for Hearts to do. They go all the way back to Svolo, who chips the ball forward across the halfway line. Livingston will head it back into Hearts territory. A little bit scrappy at the moment. Can Hearts put their foot on the ball? Cammy Devlin loves to do that, and he's done so. Magnuson out to the left side to Milne, to Lawrence Shankland. Hearts keeping the ball well, probably for the first time in this match, which is now 9 minutes old. Hearts 0, Livingston 0. Craig Halkett with his orange boots dazzling across there on the right hand side at centre half for Hearts. Now the white booted figure of his fellow centre half Stuart Finlay as Hearts keep ball. Lovely football from them through the middle of the park. All of a sudden Lawrence Shankland has it wide on his left hand side. The Hearts captain is peeled across to open the play out for Hearts. Nice touch there from Cammy Devlin. Brilliant spin away from Stevie May. Lovely football from Hearts. The cross won't come in for the moment. They just hold on to the football. Beningame back in the middle of the park, and now Stuart Finlay comes forward. He's urged to shoot by 17,000 Hearts fans. He won't though. Gives it to Kizaridis. He'll think about the right-footed cross. Now in comes the cross from Kizaridis. Shankland's in at the back post, plays it across. Oh, what a chance that was from Magnuson. The goal was gaping. He just couldn't quite get there quickly enough. I lost count of the number of passes that led up to that. That could have been a contender for goal of the season given the possession that Hearts had, but he puts the effort wide of the right-hand post, which is why after 10 minutes it remains Hearts 0, Livingston 0, but it should be 1-0.
Yeah, it was a brilliant move from Hearts, really was. Up the left-hand side, quickly put out to the right, cut inside, and then back recycled again, back to the left for Kizaridis to whip it in. Shankland's at the back post on his own, knocks it across, and Magnuson's coming running in, just can't get on the end of it, but really good play from Hearts. Lovely move.
Super football from the league leaders. That is much more like it as they grow into this game now, as we progress towards the 11th minute. And a lovely crossfield ball has Hearts on the attack once again with Jordi Altena, the new Dutch right back. Gets the ball in, it's a good one. Chance here for Hearts. Kizirides! Brilliant block. Back it comes to Braga. It's off the post. Livingston survive by the skin of their teeth after 11 minutes. That should have been 1-0 to Hearts. Brilliant blocking on the right hand post, saves Livy.
I'll tell you, I thought there was a handball in there. I honestly thought there was a handball. Maybe not, but incredible stuff. They've had shot, saves, blocks, hit the post, come out, but I think there was a handball. Maybe not.
Well, Hearts did absolutely nothing in this game for the opening 10 minutes, and the possible penalty that Alan refers to there is now being checked by VAR. Potential handball. Well, Livy bodies threw themselves in front of the efforts there. One from Kizirides, one from Braga, and the Braga one ended up being deflected off a post, and now VAR are checking for a handball. It's Greg Aitken assisted by Graham Leslie in the VAR office. And that's why Jordi Altena at the moment, with his socks rolled down to his ankles, the new boy making his debut for Hearts at right back. He's waiting to take the throw in.
No penalty.
Play on is the decision, no handball, so Altena takes the throw in down on that right hand side. Hearts try and play the ball into the Livy penalty area, but it's stabbed away into the Hearts half, and Hearts will build once again from their own halfway line. Their two centre backs, Halkett and Finlay, just taking control of the ball as Livy get themselves back in their shape.
They're starting to play now.
Midfield. Yeah, they are, absolutely, as Shankland stabs the ball round the corner. Magnuson, could he get the ball in? He tries instead to find Braga. It'll go out for yet another corner kick to Hearts, Alan.
Yeah, it was lovely play. Shankland comes into the hole and he flicks it round the corner. Magnuson's a willing runner. I think he's been a great addition. €40,000. Looks a right good player. He'll score goals, Carradine. He has already, but he arrives in the box. He's got great energy, great athleticism. But here again, this is a set play for Hearts.
Well, Magnuson's already stabbed one narrowly wide when maybe he should have made it 1-0. Claudio Braga's effort was deflected off a post. Livingston surviving in these opening 12 and a half minutes. It's still goalless, but once again, Harry Milne's corner will come in for Hearts. Up go the heads. It's flicked over, I think, by Lawrence Shankland, who got the touch there. Goal kick to Livingston.
Yeah, good ball in by Harry Milne. A lot of pace on it. Shankland just peels off that front post, gets the flick over the top of the crossbar. But Hearts look to have settled down now.
They do. They look much better in these last 2-3 minutes. They've started to play some football, created some brilliant chances, and they actually should be ahead by now.
Yeah, you would have thought so. Magnuson's chance for the Shankland knockdown, and then Braga hitting the post. Kizirides with a shot blocked. You know, they've been after that opening 5 minutes where Livingston dominated. They've been very good, Hearts.
Well, Hearts have won each of their last 4 league games against Livingston, looking to make it 5 in a row. Let's go for a wee updates on Motherwell and St Mirren from Amy Canavan.
It will be wee indeed, Carradine. Not an awful lot to update from Falkirk. I would just about say that Motherwell are edging it, but they're yet to get into their fabulous flow, that flow that obviously contributed so well to that big win against Celtic on Tuesday. They're on the ball right now, but just sort of knocking it about within themselves. Nothing much to report from Falkirk, 0-0.
No goals then at Fir Park. Let's find out about Falkirk and Aberdeen from Gully Singh.
Yes, Carradine, Falkirk should very much be in the lead here. Kyrie Wilson and Dylan Tate had back-to-back efforts. Aberdeen defence is throwing bodies there. It was a siege of attacks. Falkirk really should be one ahead, but they continue that siege at the moment there. But Aberdeen not really got forward at the moment, but still currently Falkirk 0, Aberdeen 0.
And let's find out about St Johnstone and Arbroath from Stuart Mitchell.
Thanks, Carradine. Just about to hit the 15-minute mark. Jamie Gullum with the best chance for St Johnstone. 5 minutes in, 8 yards out and blazed it over the bar. Arbroath are gaining momentum in this match and are on the attack at the moment. Shots have been blocked recently though. Can they get one in? They've won a corner. 0-0 between St Johnstone and Arbroath.
It's also goalless here at Tynecastle as Benny Beningame gets barged to the ground. Livingston just withstanding that Hearts pressure, Alan.
Yeah, they got back up the park there, and we're just having a look at Jordi Altena. He's brought in as a right back, highly regarded, paid a bit of money for him, but looks very slight for me as a right back. You know, I like the Michael Smith type, who was a brilliant right back for Hearts. Altena, still early doors in his Hearts career, but looking as if he's not the most aggressive defensively.
Hearts in possession, trying to build up a head of steam here at Tynecastle. They've hit the post. Livingston have blocked one away. And the referee's just given Hearts a free kick here. Stevie May across on that far side, and the free kick's taken quickly by Jordi Altena over at right back. Brilliant crossfield ball. Here comes Kiziridis for Hearts just outside the area. Thinks about a shot, might come now. Blocked away by Livingston. There's a yellow wall of Livingston defenders saying thou shalt not pass at the moment. 15 and a half goalless minutes played at Tynecastle, but you sense something's coming for Hearts, who've already hit the post. They missed a glorious chance through. Thomas Magnuson as Devlin stabs the ball through. That should be all the way through to Jerome Prior. Let's get an update from Chick Young at Partick Thistle.
Yeah, it's Partick Thistle 0, Greenock Morton 0. Thistle, I think, I've had more of the game in this opening spell. There a chance from Tony Watt, an effort forced behind for a corner kick, and there was a great effort from Logan Chalmers as well, which were over the crossbar. Thistle looked more comfortable. Remember Morton in the first game under Ian Murray, still 0-0 at Firhill.
Here comes Hearts with Kiziridis, might get the right foot to shot away just now, and again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Livingston defenders crowd them out, but at the cost of yet another Hearts corner kick, third of the match. 16 and a half goalless minutes so far.
He's so dangerous, Kennedy. When he gets that ball, he's wanting it on his right foot. He cuts inside by 2-3 defenders there. Let's fly, deflected away for a corner, but it's such a danger. He's so quick, really sharp feet.
Hearts 0, Livingston 0. Earlier, Celtic 1, Rangers 3 at Kilmarnock. Hibs are a goal ahead. No goals in our featured matches anywhere else. Can Hearts change that now? Mills' corner's a good one, in swinging. Now, did that come off Braga?
Yeah.
It came off Livingston head, another corner. Yengi.
Tete Yengi headed it over his own crossbar. Yeah, really good defending.
Yeah, because Braga was in there, Halkett was in there. And when you've got two Hearts defenders like Craig Halkett and Stuart Finlay with 10 goals between them, you know there are dangers from set plays. Corner number 4 for Hearts. This time it will be from the left-hand side, so it will be an in-swinger from Alexandros Kiziridis. And it comes now. Jerome Prior decides to punch when he could have caught. Don't understand why. So Hearts will retain the ball. Benny Beningame in the centre circle has options out to the right-hand side. And it comes from Magnuson. Up goes the head. Oh, what a goal! It's a goal from Craig Halkett for Hearts. Loops it beyond Jerome Prior. In at the left-hand post with 18 minutes on the clock. The head of Craig Halkett makes it Hearts 1, Livingston 0.
That's brilliant. And Altena's in for his delivery. We can see that. It's a wonderful ball to the back. And Craig Halkett, you just talked about it, him and Finlay are dangerous when they go up. It's a wonderful header, giving Prior absolutely no chance. It's been coming, it's deserved.
Hearts roller coaster continues at the top of the Premiership. Their centre half, Craig Halkett's just scored his 6th goal of the season. That tells you the kind of free scoring form that Hearts are in. Top scorers in the division. They are ahead here at Tynecastle thanks to Craig Halkett. It's fully deserved because they've already hit the post. Livingston have scrambled a couple of other efforts clear. Magnuson should have scored earlier on. And the home fans, Alan Preston, are now relaxing a little bit because they can sense that 6-point gap at the top of the table, which has now been established as the score stands right now, is maybe unlikely to be brought down any.
Well, it's still a long way to go. You know, we're 18, 19 minutes in, plenty of time. I think the Hearts will need another one because Livingston are still in the game.
Hearts have opportunities here. Claudio Braga's got 2 Livingston players round about him. In comes across, Jerome Prior comes, claims, and Livingston just need to settle themselves down here. They had started really well, opening 10 minutes, very impressive. Then all of a sudden, bang, 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 couple of chances for Hearts. They hit the post, corners were raining in, and then that nice delivery onto the head of Craig Halkett. What a lovely looped-headed finish, just to settle the nerves here with the league leaders as Livingston now try and press up the other end of the park for an equaliser.
Yeah, you know, as long as it's 1-0, Davey will still feel we're very much in the game, which they are. You know, Hearts need to continue to play, try and get forward if they can. Kiziridis is always a danger. But equally, when you look at Livingston, Montano, they're a big side. Yengi's a big lad as well. And they can work this long throw-in.
Livingston over on the left-hand side, deep inside Hearts territory. The throw-in is level with the edge of the penalty area. Is there a quick equaliser for Livingston here. Hearts have got some defending to do. They've done it well though. That's Cammy Devlin getting involved there. Well, he's usually in it, the thick of the things for Hearts, and now they'll try and break with that man Devlin. Shanklin will try the audacious crossfield pass. He's looking for Kizaridis. Kizaridis is going to get there. All of a sudden the ball's in the Livingston penalty area. Nice footwork from Kizaridis. The Greek has support from Cammy Devlin. He'll try and get a penalty. Is he fouled? Is that a penalty kick? The referee says no. I think it was Finlayson, was it, with the tackle? Barrow, I'm sure, have a look at that. It looked like it was a decent enough challenge. The referee certainly was happy enough. Chris Graham, Hearts still have the ball. Kizaridis tries to play a 1-2. Shanklin's back heel. Shanklin might try and get the shot away. Kizaridis just on the edge of the Livingston penalty area. Livy have just about everybody back. Hearts have the ball. Beningame to Devlin. They're playing keep ball. Beningame might think about the shot. Instead,
no chance.
Outfield to Devlin. Devlin's cross in's a good one. Shanklin's a
what a save that is.
Captain McGowan. Well, that was very nearly an own goal. Ryan McGowan apologises to his goalkeeper. He's just made a brilliant right-handed diving save. And now, are we going to get a VAR review here, Alan? What's the pause here for? That was a brilliant save that saved a certain own goal.
I honestly thought when looking at the penalty incident, I don't think the referee sees it. I think somebody from Livingston runs in front of him, so he doesn't see the incident. It's close, so I don't think it was a penalty. But, you know, the referee, I thought we couldn't see it, and then there, that's a brilliant ball in. McGowan's header, you know, he's trying to just clear it, he knocks it, it's going into the back of the net. What a save from Prio.
Well, no penalty. I did think the challenge was okay. We play on. We have a goal for Morton at Firhill.
Most bizarre game this, Kennedy. Morton was trying to stop the game right from the start. Zach Delaney was actually yellow carded for taking too long over a throw-in. The Thistle fans very frustrated. Now they're even more so because Morton have scored right against their inner place. But all the Jags, I think it was Comrie with a shot, went beyond the goalkeeper to give Morton a shot lead. The sun battering down into my face over here, but I think it was Comrie on the far side. Rattled that in any case. Is definitely Partick Thistle 0, Greenock Morton under the first game with Ian Murray 1.
It's also 1-0 here, but there's no shock whatsoever that Hearts are ahead against Livingston, but Livy are trying to come forward just now. Jordi Altena, whose nice cross was headed in by Craig Halkett for the opener, gets the ball away. That's a lovely pass from Shanklin to Braga. Braga on the edge of the area, gets the shot away just over the crossbar. Applause all around Tynecastle because Hearts were defending, and in an absolute flash they're up the other end of the park, and Braga has an effort nearly on target.
Yeah, they're so dangerous, that front three. Kizaridis, Braga and Shanklin. It's wonderful vision again. Through to Braga, takes a first touch and then he hits it early. Tries to get the keeper off his line over the top of the crossbar, but Hearts have been relentless at the moment.
Yes, no sign of Hearts letting up, and they sense they have a massive opportunity to make a big statement at the top of the Premiership. You're listening to BBC Radio Scotland with Kerdy Nitsan and Alan Preston, bringing you live commentary on Hearts against Livingston, with the home side a goal to the good thanks to that lovely Craig Halkett header. And I just jinxed him, Alan. What on earth is that? He's literally shanked that out of the park off his right shin. He's better with his head, isn't
what
he?
I've got to say, it was a wonderful touch from Derek McInnes to bring it down in that dugout.
Certainly a better touch than Halkett's, wasn't it?
Still a bit more agile, Derek, when you see him.
Goodness gracious me. Well, in fairness to Halkett, the thing that mattered was the glorious looping header, which means that his side are a goal to the good. They've also hit the post. Livingston have also defended stoutly.
That save from Prio from McGowan was incredible.
Absolutely brilliant. Otherwise, Ryan McGowan was claiming maybe the best own goal of the season. A diving header that his goalkeeper really had to react well to, springing to his right-hand side. And that's why it's only 1-0 to Hearts. Livingston, though, are on the attack at the moment. They have looked good in spells in this match, but they've conceded, and so they're now having to try to find a way back into this match. Earlier, Celtic 1, Rangers 3. Means that as things stand, Hearts are 6 clear at the top of the table, but Livingston are trying to do something about that just now. The ball's in the Hearts area. Harry Mills been fouled, has he, by Conor McLennan? Yeah, the referee was just waiting to see if there might be an advantage, but with the ball inside the penalty area and Livy jerseys all around it, I don't think Hearts particularly wanted that advantage. In any case, they have the free kick.
And I think Harry Mills hit his hand. I think his hand stood on as he's fallen down there, but yeah, it's been very good.
We have a goal at St Johnstone. Stuart Mitchell.
Yes, it's St Johnstone 1, Arbroath 0. It was all Arbroath for the last 5 minutes. They threw everyone forward to attack. The ball was setting up few by St Johnstone. Victor Ennim was just too short with the pass back. Adama Sidibe rushing in, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Had to stay composed, had a lot of time and slid it under McAdams. St Johnstone 1, Arbroath 0.
Here it's Hearts 1, Livingston 0, but Livingston trying to do something about that. Tetienge gets the shot away, it's into the side netting, and that has to go down as a reasonable chance for Tetienge. Back in the team, Swivel got his left foot shot away. Sholo didn't have to make the save, but dangerous from Livingston.
Yeah, it was. You know, it was decent play, good feet by Yenge. He's a big lad, but he's got really good feet. Quick turn, shot into the side net, and it's a warning, one across the bows for Hearts.
So Hearts 1, Livingston 0, Kilmarnock 0, Hibs 1. The early kick-off finish, Celtic 1, Rangers 3. Goals elsewhere, St Johnstone 1, Arbroath 0, Partick Thistle 0, Morton 1. You're listening to BBC Radio Scotland with Alan Preston and Kerry Nidsan. Hearts motoring here at Tynecastle, not for the first time this season, and almost certainly not for the last either, as they look to consolidate on their position at the top of the table. A couple of players have gone down there, Alan.
Yeah, there's a head knock on the far side, Livingston players down.
So some attention from the physio here possibly, and Livingston maybe looking just to regroup a little bit as well, Alan. They'll be a little bit concerned. David Martin, they'll be concerned with just how dominant Hearts have been in this last sort of 10 minutes or so. Yeah,
and thankfully Stevie May on the far side, he's had horrific injury problems over his career, Stevie, but I'm glad to say he's back on his feet, which is good news. But yeah, it's been after an initial 5-6 minutes where Livingston started really well, it's been all Hearts. It really has been. You know, they've hit the post. Prior's had a wonderful save, they've scored a goal, they've had another chance as well, so it's been but while centre half taking real chances there.
Well, goodness me, that's Cabangolo. He's been recalled from his loan at Arbroath, and he was nearly pickpocketed by Lawrence Shankland. Their Hearts do have the ball back. It's scrappy and loose from Livingston, and they can't afford to do that. The new boy just got a barge in the shoulder there from Stevie May, who says, hang on a minute, is that not allowed in the game?
Yeah, very. The centre half there, what a chance he's taken. He tries the Cruyff turn, it's Lawrence Shankland that's right behind him, and he's lucky, he almost makes a mess of it.
He's been pretty decent though, Jordi Altena, so far in these opening 27 minutes, an assist for the goal. He's been solid in any defensive duties, pretty enterprising going forward.
I'd still like to see him better defensively, a bit more tidy. I think going forward is his attributes, is his strength, but I'd just like to have a full back first and foremost. Anything going forward is a plus. Just defend first and foremost.
Going forward now, our Hearts, it's come to the edge of the area. Cammy Devlin has Jordi Altena out for company. Hearts have the ball midway inside Livy's territory. Nice step over from Devlin, who keeps the ball under immense pressure from 3 Livingston players. That's why there's a round of applause all around us. Devlin's back in amongst it again, tries to feed it out to this left-hand side to Harry Milne. He'll think about delivering the cross, instead plays it short to Devlin. Devlin now has Kiziridis. He's level with the 18-yard line down this left-hand side for Livingston. Goes onto his right foot, then tries to chop back onto his left. Livingston get the ball half clear. Halkett tries a snapshot. Well, one centre-half has already scored. Why not him?
Exactly. Finlay has the edge of the box. It's again, but as soon as they get, I'd hate to be Danny Finlayson having Kiziridis running at you for the next whatever it is hour or so. It's you know, he's so quick. You don't know if he's going inside, he's going outside. Most of the time he does go in, but he's so quick-footed as well. And that played the ball in, comes back to Finlay, and his effort from the edge of the box goes wide of the target.
Do you think Finlay will be annoyed that Craig Halkett's now one better than him in the battle of the centre halves for the number of goals?
I've got no doubt there might be a little wager here between the two of them.
It tells you all you need to know about Heart of Midlothian's season so far, that between them, the 2 centre halves now have 11 goals. Here Hearts have the ball on the halfway line. They also have the lead by 1 goal to nil. There's a wee cheeky back flick from Kiziridis, finds Mill, and he goes back to the man we were just talking about there, Stuart Finlay, whose effort was blazed over. And the Hearts goal scorer, his fellow centre-half Craig Halkett, now has options further forward. He goes long towards Kiziridis. That's easily cut out by the head of Finlayson. And now Clennans for Livingston. He now has the ball adjacent to the Hearts penalty area. 2 players for company, but he'll get Livingston's first corner of the game, and he's battered that off Cammy Devlin, who is severely winded, Alan Preston.
Yeah, they'll need to try and get Cammy Devlin back up if they can. Livingston are a big side. Stevie May will take it. When you look at the size of Montagno's away up, Yengi's there, Finlayson's a big lad, Ryan McGowan, we all know, you know, in both boxes he's dangerous. They're a big side, Livingston.
So Livingston will try and fashion something from this corner kick. 1-0 to Hearts with nearly half an hour played. Stevie May's corner from the right hand side. It's a right-footed out-swinging effort. He just takes a few steps back from the ball and points to his teammates to tell them where he wants them to stand. In it comes, it's floated to the back post. Hearts head the ball clear. Livingston pick up. It's played straight to Benny Beningame, who takes a good touch. He's played a lovely ball forward, looking for Lawrence Shanklin.
Well done, Pittman.
It was a couple of inches away from perfection, but as you say, Stevie Pittman just stretched out his right foot there, Scott Pittman, and got it back to his goalkeeper. Well played.
He's been brilliant, Pittman, over his career at Livingston. He really has. A record appearance holder now at the club. I think he's a record goal scorer as well, but he's been terrific, and once again he shows his qualities there. Knows at the ball. If that ball's played a little bit harder, Shanklin's through, but he reads it really well, Pittman.
Yeah, superb defensive effort there from Scott Pittman. 23 appearances, 3 goals so far for Livingston this season alone, and that was terrific defensive midfield work from Pittman as Hearts pick up the ball on the halfway line over on that right hand side. They lead by a 1-0. They're trying to spread the ball across to Kizaridis. Livingston will pick up. McLennan's dallied on that, and he has to get help there from Kabongolo, who just hoofs the ball forward all the way to the Hearts goalkeeper Schwolo, who then has Stuart Finlay, who's walked up towards halfway, just gestures to some of his teammates saying he didn't really have a pass on there, so he's kept ball and he's gone back to his goalkeeper and then to Craig Halkett. Back now with Finlay. Hearts patient with the ball. Shankland on the halfway line, that's given away. That's a loose touch from Kizaridis, and Seelat will pick up for Livingston, who trail by a 1-0. Sliding tackle by Cammy Devlin is applauded by the Hearts fans because it means Hearts pick up the ball, and Beningame will try and spin away from
That's a bad one.
Livingston players. Now then, Scott Pittman has gone lunging in there, and that's the game's first yellow card on Beningame.
Yeah. Hopefully he's okay. He's had horrendous injury problems as well, Benny Beningame, and he's such a big player for Hearts. It's great to see him back last week against Hibs, but that's a real poor challenge from Pittman.
Yeah, I think Pittman would say he got there as quickly as he could, but he was just late, very late. And in fairness to Beningame, he got up as quickly as he could. He's limping a wee bit, he's just leaning now, he's on his haunches, just trying to recover from that tackle. Hearts of the free kick taken quickly, and with 32 minutes played, they lead by a 1-0 here against Livingston. Craig Halkett's looping header from Jordi Altena's cross, the debut right back, making an instant impact. And Hearts, as things stand, 6 points clear at the top of the table. Milne chips the ball forward looking for Braga. Lovely ball, great take on the chest from Braga. Turns in field, has Magnuson there to Shanklin, just gets the ball caught under his feet a wee bit, the Hearts captain. Beningame helps him out, and it goes out to Altena. Exchanges passes on the right hand side, midway inside Livingston territory with Claudio Braga. The ball's now back in the centre circle, just inside Hearts' own half, and Stuart Finlay out to Harry Milne. To Kizaridis, he plays the ball into Shankland. Nice patient possession play by Hearts, but they're forced back into their own half. Kilmarnock 0, Hibs 1 elsewhere in the Premiership. The early score was Celtic 1, Rangers 3. Big win for Danny Rule and Rangers. Big problems for Wilfred Nancy. We've got a goal at Fir Park. Amy Canavan.
There sure has been, Kennedy. Welcome back to Wanda Maswinise. He's been away at the Africa Cup of Nations, but my goodness, he has marked his return with a stunning goal for Motherwell, and you can't say it is not deserved. It's an absolutely defence-splitting ball. He only has Shamal George to beat, and he is calm and composed, and he's shrugging his shoulders like it is nothing, no work to him at all. Slots Motherwell ahead. It is Motherwell 1, St Mirren 0.
So Motherwell a goal up on St Mirren. Hearts a goal up here at home to Livingston. Hibs lead at Kilmarnock. Rangers beat Celtic in the derby early kick-off. Hearts on the halfway line here, trying to patiently build a way through their opponents. Livingston defending stoutly. Hearts have the lead, though we've played 34 minutes. Hearts 1 through a Craig Halkett header. Livingston 0. Stuart Finlay chips the ball to the right hand side, looking for the run of Jordi Altena, who's advanced from right back. Can he keep the ball in? He can't. It will go out for a Livingston throw-in deep in their own territory, right beside their own corner flag. Hearts keeping up the pressure, but some of the impetus has gone out of their playing in the last week by Allen.
They need to get another goal to really make it a bit more comfortable, because while it's 1-0, Davy Martindale, as I said earlier, Kennedy, will believe that they can get back in this game. They just need to take one chance, and they're right back in it.
Beningame Heads the ball towards his captain, Lawrence Shankland. Jordi Altena hugging that right-hand touchline, advance from a full-back position. Livingston have the ball inside their own half, but Hearts buzzing around them. Beningame takes possession, goes all the way back to his goalkeeper, and Hearts will build once again through Cammy Devlin deep in his own territory. Goes back to Alexander Schwolo, who's played well since he's been in the team. 15 appearances, 6 clean sheets for the 33-year-old German. And Finlay will play the ball up to Shankland on halfway. You're listening to BBC Radio Scotland. Alan Preston and Ferdinand Sun bringing you live commentary on Hearts against Livingston, with the home side a goal to the good, and attacking down the right hand side with Jordi Altena. Can he square the ball? Great chance for Hearts here.
Oh, what a block that is.
Magnuson should have made that 2-0. It's a brilliant block from a Livingston point of view, but if you got any loft on that ball, that had to be 2-0. Hearts, well, they had possession. They've now been pickpocketed by Sila, and they'll try and go up the park. Good run from Mo Sila from Livingston. Is it a counter-attack here? He tries to get the cross in. Brilliant defending from Beningame. The cross does come in, but it's easy for Schwolo. Beningame, superb defending from him to take the sting out of that, and there's absolutely no respite because Hearts, to the roar of their own fans, attack once again. Kizarides, he's about 35 yards from goal in a central position. He has Braga outside and plays to Braga now. He's on the edge of the penalty area on his right foot, feints to go right, tries to go left. It will be out for a throw-in, but what a brilliant block that was from Livingston. Throw into Hearts.
I think it's Cabalombolo that eventually, I don't know if he throws himself into it or it hits him, but Magnuson's got to score. It's as simple as that. He has to score. It's brilliant play from Altena on the right hand side. It's a good switchy play from Finlay to him. He takes a wonderful touch away from Stevie May. He's to the byline, he cuts it back. Magnuson, I think, just hit it into the back of the net. Livingston get bodies back and it's away.
Well, a superb block, but for me, Magnuson could arguably shoot. Have had 2 goals. He put one just by the post after, I don't know, about 25 passes from Hearts in the best move of the game. And there, he got his shot on target, or would have been on target, but for the block. He made the Livy defence work, but not hard enough for my money. In any case, Hearts might have an opportunity here. They have a free kick just to the left of centre. It's about 35 yards or so from goal. Right-footed Kizarides goes for goal. Well, goodness me, that's ambitious. It's straight down the throat of Jerome Prior, who clutches it to his chest, and a few stares there from some of the guys who'd come up from the back.
Well, it's a waste from Kizarides because everyone's gone up and he's hit it early, and then Livingston almost had an attack there. If Prior had got rid of the ball quicker, they were in a bit of trouble there, Hearts. Well, they're away again, though.
Superb from Beningame, and here they come. Kizarides, he tried to lob the goalkeeper. He had Braga to his left, he had Shankland and Magnuson to his right, and the right hand of apology goes up from the Greek forward, because we're all for ambition and audacity, but he had much, much better, simpler options right beside him, which is why it stays Hearts 1, Livingston 0. But now Lawrence Shankland might be sprung on the counter-attack. He's inside the penalty area. Shot from Braga is to the left of the post. The goalkeeper doesn't have to make a save, but again, yet another maroon wave of attacks has the Livy defence in all sorts of bother, but Hearts can't for once find the target, which is why after 38 minutes it remains Hearts 1, Livy 0.
And it's a really good striker play from Braga. You can see he points as if he's going to check out. Shankland sees him putting the finger out that he's wanting to drop off, and he does. All the Livingston defenders go in. Braga comes out, and the right foot shot just wide of the target. But go back to that Kizarides effort. They've got numbers over on the right hand side, and he hits it from 50 yards. Instead of going out to the right hand side, they would have had a 2-on-1 situation. Far better. And I looked over at Derek McInnes, he's going apoplectic at him.
You wonder, will Hearts regret all of these missed opportunities? They are a goal to the good. It should be a couple more at least. They've hit the post. Magnuson should have had a couple. Livingston have had some stout defending to do. There was Ryan McGowan, who very nearly scored an own goal, and here come Livy on the break. Teti Yengi just can't quite get control of the ball properly. He does so now. He has 3 Hearts players around him. Can he do anything? Yengi, the Australian, he can't, because he's dispossessed, and Hearts have it. It's dangerous for them, though. Devlin thinks about going along the line to his goalkeeper, thinks better of it, and stabs the ball up the touchline, but it will be a throw into Livingston, who maybe sense with just 6 minutes to go until half time there might be a little opportunity for them.
Yeah, there will be, because Altena just bombs forward as a right winger basically, so there's a real hole in that right back area if Livingston can try and get the ball into there, and that's where everything's coming from. Yengi's in there, they've worked this throw in as well here.
Livingston are trying to get the ball into the Hearts penalty area. They do it now. The referee will give a free kick to Hearts for a foul against Craig Halkett, the goal scorer. It's Hearts 1, Livingston 0 here at Tynecastle. We are 5 minutes away from the half-time whistle. Earlier it was Celtic 1, Rangers 3. We're going to update now on Kilmarnock and Hibs with Andy Burke.
Still Kilmarnock 0, Hibernian 1, and we've just heard some boos from the home fans. They are not happy with what they're seeing from their team at the moment. Hibs dominating possession, Ellie Ewan and Junior Hoylett playing some really nice interchange football, which is keeping Kelly guessing. Kelly have created next to nothing, and just 5 minutes till half-time. It remains Kelly 0, Hibernian 1.
Here it's Hearts 1, Livingston 0, with Kiziridis wide left for Hearts, looking dangerous. He's taking the ball down towards the edge of the area. Can he keep the ball in? I think it's just gone out. It will go out for a corner kick though. Yet another Hearts corner. Good play from Kiziridis. It was just slightly heavy touch. Nonetheless, Hearts will look to capitalise on yet another corner kick.
Again, he's just positive. As soon as he gets the ball, he thinks nothing more than I'm just going to tear it Danny Finlayson. Knocks it by him. And eventually the centre-half comes over and knocks it away for a corner.
Well, Kiziridis will take this corner himself. Hearts leading by a goal to 0. In comes the corner. The goalkeeper, Prior, gets a hand to it. It's just at the edge of the area. Altena hits the ball in, comes to Shankland at the end of the area. Chips to the back post. Oh, what a save from Jerome Prior. Oh, my goodness, for all the world. Harry Milne had thought he'd headed Hearts into a 2-goal lead. Somehow Prior threw himself to his left, got his left hand to the ball. That is his second wonder save of the match.
That's incredible. I mean, the game should be done if you're being honest, you know, but we've seen this movie many times where you don't take your chances when you're on top. Other teams come back, get right back in the game, but this game could be over, Kennedy. Prior's had 2 brilliant saves, have missed chances. Magnuson's had a couple, but the McGowan header, it could have been an own goal. Hearts could have been 4 or 5 up, but they're not.
Well, Hearts have been really good in this first 45 minutes. We're 3 minutes away from half-time, 3.5. Let's get an update from Gully Singh on Falkirk and Aberdeen.
Yes, Kennedy, Falkirk 0, Aberdeen 0. The travelling team, the Dons have crept into the game a little bit, but not enough to cause any concern for Scott Bain. Falkirk should really be at least 2 goals up here. I think the final decision making has let them down, but there's a few minutes left of this first half. You'd imagine John McGowan will have some stark words to get his side in front, but it's still currently Falkirk 0, Aberdeen 0.
No goals there. Hibs are a goal to the good at Kilmarnock. Motherwell are a goal up on St Mirren. And here at Tynecastle, Hearts are looking to make hay while the sun shines. It was Celtic 1, Rangers 3 earlier on, and that means that if this scoreline stays all the way through to the final whistle at 1-0 to Hearts, the gap at the top for the Gorgie side will be 6 points. Livingston, though, they can see half-time approaching. The big scoreboard opposite us says 42.5 minutes. They're a goal down. They have a free kick just at the edge of the area. There's a goal at Firhill. We'll get an update on that in a moment as Livingston try and get the ball into the Hearts area. It's booted away. Chick Young, your goal is for?
It is for Morton, and it's quite an astonishing football match this. They now lead by 2 goals to 0. It's been all Thistle that missed chance after chance with the ball nearly all the time. A couple of breakaways. In fact, Morton might have been a third just earlier on. It was Michael Garrity who scored the first one. That one by Eamon Brophy made it 2-0, and in between that they could have had another goal. It's just remarkable. It's all Thistle, but Morton are leading this game and really putting a dent in Thistle's promotion hopes by leading 2 goals to 0.
Partick Thistle 0, Morton 2, St Johnstone 1, Arbroath 0. Last we heard here at Tynecastle as half-time approaches are about a minute and a half away. The home side lead by a goal to 0. Many inside this stadium, including yours truly, are wondering how on earth it's only 1-0. Jerome Prior in the Livingston goal has had a big hand in that, twice making wonderful diving saves to keep it at just 1-0. Here come Hearts though, down the left-hand side. Kiziridis keeps the ball in. He comes in on his right foot, edge of the area. He's still going, Kiziridis, still going. He might try the right foot shot. He's been nearly pushed over to the right-hand touchline. Now Jordi Altena tries to play the ball in. Wasn't his best effort of the half, but he has support over on that right-hand side where Kiziridis has kept going. And he's fouled there. Will Hearts have the free kick as half-time gets ever closer, just a minute away? He will do. Yengi doesn't know, Montano doesn't know what the free kick's for. He's shrugging his shoulders.
It's just incredible play, quickly taken, but really good play again from Kiziridis. He just cuts inside and cuts inside. 4 men he's taken out there, trying to get the shot off.
We nearly ran out of pitch, Alexandros Kiziridis, but he might well get a chance to take this free kick himself. We're 30 seconds away from the half-time whistle, depending on whatever time is added on, and Hearts have a free kick just to the right of the Livingston penalty area. Harry Milne is over there, and Milne will take it. It's an in-swinger, it's a good one. Prior jumps up to take the ball cleanly. He's had a really good game so far, the Livingston goalkeeper. He has been beaten by Craig Halkett's lovely looping header, but he's pulled off 2 brilliant saves to keep it at 1-0. We'll have 1 minute, which starts now, of time added on, and Hearts might have to defend for those few seconds. Sela takes the ball for a run towards the Hearts penalty area. Is there an equaliser? An unlikely equaliser, you'd have to say, from a Livingston point of view. They'll have a throw-in over on that far side, level with the Hearts penalty area. They've only got about 30 seconds in which to take it. It's taken quickly, played up towards Stevie May near the corner flag. Can Hearts clear the line? Altena can't get the ball away. Stevie May will try and play the ball into the box. Hearts now will try and catch Livingston on the counter-attack. Lawrence Shanklin inside the centre circle, tries to play a 1-2 with Kiziridis, didn't quite come off. Cammy Devlin charges the ball down. It will roll out for a throw into Livingston. We've just got a few seconds left of time added on. It looks like this is going to finish at 1-0 to Hearts at the half-time point, and they're well worth a real, Preston.
I think the fans must be delighted the way they're playing. This game should be 3 or 4, 5 now. And right enough, there's a round of applause. You know, they've been magnificent, Hearts, in that opening 47, 48 minutes.
The only goal came from Craig Halkett, his looping header from Jordi Altena's cross, but it could have been so much more for Hearts. Jerome Prior, the goalkeeper, saved from his own player Ryan McGowan. Even more miraculously, he kept out a point-blank Harry Milne header that looked destined for the bottom left-hand corner. Hearts also hit the post through a deflected Braga effort, but the goal that counted, it came from Craig Halkett. It means at half-time it is Hearts 1, Livingston 0, as we cross to Rob McLean and the Dundee Derby.
Quality is Dundee United 0, Dundee 1.
On your radio,
online at BBC Sports Scotland,
your smart speaker,
and BBC Sounds.
This is Sports Sound
from BBC Radio Scotland.
You're listening to Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland. A full card in the top flight today. We kicked off at 11:30. It was a 12:30 start on the east end of Glasgow. Celtic 1, Rangers 3. Yang with the opener for the home side on 90 minutes. They had so many chances in that first half, but they couldn't take them, and they were made to pay big time in the second. A double from Yusuf Chermiti and a goal on 71 minutes from Mikey Moore. So Celtic 1, Rangers 3. I remind you, we're on air until 7 o'clock this evening. Plenty more reaction to come from the managers, the pundits, and of course the fans. So let's then get to that game at Tannadice. We just heard the closing seconds there from Rob McLean. He's alongside John Rankin and Ian McCall. You just hit half-time, Rob.
Yeah, it's half-time, Kenny, and we've just been saying right through this first 45, this is a serious derby. This has been hugely competitive. It's been really enjoyable as well. Dundee United started with a flurry. There was a scramble in the 6-yard box for Dundee to get it away. And from that point onwards, really, Dundee took charge. They played a lot of good football. I saw them a few times early season. They're not in any way reminiscent of the team I watched. They're coming together. Stephen Presley has added 1 or 2 players, and some of them have progressed and just become comfortable with playing in this Dundee team. They've got a lot of quality about them. They had glorious chances. We reckoned it was going to be goalless at half-time because they'd spurned so many good opportunities. But almost with the last kick of the first half, and it was not much more than a long ball down the middle. Ashley Hay, who's been outstanding for them, the former Brentford striker, he's only 22. He got a touch, he skipped away from Bert Esselink, who's struggled in the first half. I wonder if we'll see him in the second half. and as Dave Richards came off his line, he just clipped it wide of the goalkeeper, and it went inside the post for the only goal of the game so far. Dundee United have been thrown undoubtedly by the quality that Dundee have thrown at them, and the pressure that they've constantly been put under. The back three, they've got away with one or two, but finally on half-time, Ian McCall, Dundee got what they deserved.
Yeah, they certainly did. I mean, they had three fabulous chances throughout the first half. And I think Dundee United, I'm not sure, but I can see Jim Goodwin going to a back four at half-time, because they're just not handling, the back three are not handling Yogan, Hay and Congreve, and they don't know what to do with Hay as well, and he got his just desserts. I mean, it's not a pure goal, it's not a beautiful build-up. He's basically outran Essling and out-muscled him, and then just stuck it in the corner. I think 1-0 is a very, very fair reflection of the first half of football.
Yeah, I mean, John Rankin, Dundee United certainly can't complain, can they, about the half-time scoreline?
No, they can't complain. When you look at the chances that they've conceded and given away, then being behind at half-time is probably right. They're looking at it, as I said, on the build-up just to half-time, I thought both teams, it's been an evenly matched game. Dundee's had the better chances, but 0-0 going in, you're happy with it. You're more happy if you're United, but the United have been fortunate because both chances have fell to Kiyomoto, the centre-back. In the first one, it's a header and you expect him to hit the target. The second one, when he composes himself, you're definitely expecting him to score. So they're fortunate to be 0-0. But as Ian says, I look at how United are going to try and press Dundee's back four, and they're trying to press Graham from the outside and allowing him onto his left foot. But when he's coming onto his left foot, he's able to play the diagonals, and it's not unopposed, but he's not under so much pressure. Max Waters has dropped him in and Ethan Hamilton to stop him playing because they're overloaded in the midfield, which then allows Stevenson to come high as the wing back to press Dre right, and it's causing a problem on that right hand side for Dundee United, which we've seen Maeda do here with Celtic in the first half as well. So Jim's got a decision to make at half time how to protect that area. The last time he put Seveledge on in that area and he went half and half, and United were completely dominant in the second half. He's going to need to do something again to get something right in the back line, because right now, as Ian's saying, he's causing mayhem and the three of them can't cope with it.
Kenny, Dundee have just recorded their first back-to-back league wins in 20 months. Are they about to go for 3 in a row? They're one up at half-time at Tannadice.
Yeah, you'd have to say Stephen Presley doing a grand job in the past couple of weeks, certainly there for these Dundee fans. Huge celebrations in the stands there at Tannadice. Let's then get to the game at Rugby Park. Kilmarnock at home to Hibs. Got the half-time report from Andy Burke.
Yeah, half-time here, Kenny. Kilmarnock 0, Hibernian 1. A few boos from the home fans to greet that half-time whistle. They are clearly not impressed with what Killie offered up in that first half. Hibs have been in firm control, and they took the lead after just 5 minutes when a short corner routine created space for Daniel Barlasser to swing across to the back post, and Ellie Yuan was left all alone to head home from close range. Yuan and Junior Hoylett have linked up really nicely. Some lovely interchanges between them, and Hibs generally are playing some really good stuff. If David Gray has one complaint at the break, it may be the final pass, that final action in the final third, because for all they've dominated the ball, they've not created too many clear-cut chances, a few half chances, but not too many clear-cut chances. Killie haven't shown a great deal of quality at all. They look a team bereft of confidence on this run of 13 winless Premiership games, and if they don't find something in this second half, they're heading towards number 14. Half-time, Kilmarnock 0, Hibernian 1.
Thank you to Andy Burke. Next stop, Fir Park. Motherwell at home to St Mirren. The half-time report comes from Amy Canavan.
Yeah, half-time at Fir Park. Motherwell 1, St Mirren 0. A bit of a battle here, a little bit ugly at times, but the difference has been a moment of beauty from Tawanda Maswanisi. Back from the Africa Cup of Nations, the Zimbabwe international latched onto a lovely defence-splitting ball from Elijah just before he coolly slotted beyond Shamal George after 35 minutes. Though the Steelmen have not had the same swagger they did against Celtic, they've had the upper hand against the Buddies. Callum Slattery twice forcing decent saves out of George, while some of Motherwell's play has just been simply sublime. There's no love lost between these sides, certainly not. A fair few heated moments on a freezing afternoon. Stephen Robinson's side have gone closest through Dan Ludulu. He forced a decent parry out of Callum Ward, but there can be no complaints at being behind. The manager asked for a clinical edge pre-match, and the Buddies have yet to show. At half-time here at Fir Park, Motherwell 1, St Mirren 0.
Thank you to Amy Canavan. Next stop, atop the Falkirk Stadium. Falkirk are home to Aberdeen. Let's hear from Gully Singh.
Yeah, Kenny, Falkirk 0, Aberdeen 0. Not a classic by any means. Feels like the one goal will be enough for whoever can deliver in front of goal. There was an early header from Liam Henderson. Decent chance for the home side, but held comfortably by Dimitar Mitov. Only 6 minutes in, a scramble in the box, all starting with a Calvin Miller effort. Kyrell Wilson and Dylan Tate had back-to-back rebounds blocked. The Aberdeen defence throwing bodies to deal with the wave of attacks. Falkirk looked certain to score within those first 10 minutes. Kenan Bilalovic sent a square ball across the face of the goal. No one there to nick it home for the Dons, but it was all Falkirk. Calvin Miller had a free kick, left-footed drive just on the 10-minute mark. He put it around the post by Mitov. The quality did drop off a little bit, but Aberdeen crept back into the game around the half-hour mark. A few efforts, but nothing to test Scott Bain. Falkirk's final ball was the issue, but they're controlling the midfield, always quick to the second ball and forcing the Aberdeen midfield into mistakes, and the Aberdeen back four are really struggling to cope at times. Calvin Miller pulling the strings as per his cross near the end of the first half, almost finding the foot of Barney Stewart for the opener. Kevin Nisbet bearing down on goal, but blasted over for the Dons. It's Falkirk 0, Aberdeen 0.
Thank you to Gully. So in the top flight today, full-time score, Celtic 1, Rangers 3. Half-times, Dundee United 0, Dundee 1. Falkirk 0, Aberdeen 0. Hearts 1, Livingston 0. Kilmarnock 0, Hibs 1. And Motherwell 1, St Mirren 0. We are covering 2 games in the Championship today. Let's get to the leaders at McDermott Park. St Johnstone at home to Arbroath, and get the half-time report from Stuart Mitchell.
St Johnstone are doing their part as they hope to stretch away at the top of the Championship table in Perth. It was an even first half of the first 45 between St Johnstone and Arbroath, but on the 25th minute mark, Arbroath pushing everyone forward after a set piece. St Johnstone cleared the ball. Arbroath defender Victor Enem tried the pass back to his goalkeeper. Unfortunately for Arbroath and the Red Lichties, Adama Sidibe was alert. He intercepted and had a long way to go to run through on goal. He remained composed and slid the ball underneath the Smokies goalkeeper for his 6th of the season, and since that goal it has been all St Johnstone. Adama Sidibe arguably could have had a hat-trick. Simo Valakari alert to the fact that Arbroath couldn't defend the long balls over the top, but the first from Adama Sidibe after that was blocked, and then the second was a superb save from McAdams. On the stroke of half-time, Liam Smith bombed down the right side for Saints. His cutback was just behind Jason Holt and couldn't convert, but Simo Valakari and Saints fans will be hoping for more goals to put this one to bed in the second half. Half-time in Perth, St Johnstone 1, Arbroath 0.
Well, the Saints fans are going to love this half-time report. Partick Thistle at home to Morton. Here's Chick Young.
Well, it's Partick Thistle 0, Greenock Morton 2, and I just can't believe what I'm saying. This has been a remarkable football match. Morton looked determined just to settle for a point here. They were playing for time almost right from the start. In fact, Jake Delaney was booked for time wasting with a throw-in after this 19 minutes. A real frustration around Firhill, and then of course the sucker punch. Morton get forward. Michael Garrity scores a fine goal to put Morton 1-0 ahead after 22 minutes. Again, it was all Thistle. The chances that Tony Watt had an effort brilliantly saved by James Storer in the Morton goal. There was another effort from Sosa which went over the crossbar. Logan Chalmers had a free kick which went over the crossbar, and would you believe it, just before half time Morton get forward again, and Eamon Brophy, his goal scorer of old, just takes up a great position and lobs the ball into the net beyond Josh Clark. The Thistle fans look absolutely stunned, and of course not cheered by the news from St Johnstone, as the gap at the top as we stand widens between the Perth Saints and the Jags here in Glasgow. It's been a little wobbly time for Partick Thistle. They're going to have to come out with a stoic second half to turn this around. They trail Morton, and the first game, remember, under new manager Ian Murray for the Greenock side, they trail Morton by 2-0.
Thank you to Chick. So just to confirm there, Partick Thistle 0, Morton 2, St Johnstone 1, Arbroath 0, Airdrie 0, Raith Rovers 0, Ayr United Queen's Park and Dunfermline Ross County. They were both postponed due to the weather. In League One today, 3 games of Cove Rangers against Montrose, Hamilton Accies East 5 Inverness, Cally Thistle Peterhead. Half-time score, Kelty Hearts 0, Alloa Athletic 0 and Stennismuir 1, Queen of the South 0. And into Scottish League 2, half-time score, Clyde 0, Forfar Athletic 1, Elgin against East Kilbride postponed, Spartans 1, Dumbarton 0, Stirling Albion against Annan Athletic also postponed, Stranraer 0, Edinburgh City 1. And down in England, lunchtime kick-off finished Aston Villa 3, Nottingham Forest 1. 2 goals there for John McGinn. Brighton 1, Burnley 0. Wolves 3, West Ham United 0. 5:30 start. Bournemouth at home to Arsenal. A reminder, we're on till 7 o'clock on Sportsound this evening between 5:30 and 7. Reaction to come from managers, pundits, and of course the fans. Michael Stewart is alongside me here in the studio. Michael, just keeping an eye on all the games coming in. It's just been relentless pressure from Hearts, and you were talking to me there about the side, the balance that Derek McInnes has now found with this Hearts side.
Yeah, well, certainly, an attacking sense against, the bottom side in the division, where Altena, the new right back, has brought balance on the right-hand side. I mean, it's been a problem position all season long. It's been stop-gap solutions with a back three that was in play to begin with, then McEntee and lately Steinwender there, but none of them are what you would class as a natural right back. And obviously the new addition comes in straight away, and he's looked good going forward. He's not had to do a great deal of defending against Livy at home, but it certainly has brought a greater balance, which then opens up the attacking ability on the left-hand side a little bit more as well, because it's not predictable coming down that one side.
Enjoying what you're seeing so far, Alan Preston?
Yeah, very much so, Kenny. It's Hearts have been very good. The initial 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the start of the game, Livy had the upper hand, but as soon as Hearts went ahead, it's been all Hearts, and it could be 4-5 up. Prior's been magnificent. 2 of the saves he's made have been incredible. Magnuson could have had a couple, should have scored for me, but Livingston have defended manfully. But it's 1-0 at the moment, and while it will remain that, Livingston will still feel, and Davy will feel, that they're still very much in this game. Hearts will need to get a second one if they want to go 6 points clear.
Yeah, I can see the teams coming out in both our commentary matches, actually. So once again, a choice of listening on Sports. And for full commentary of Hearts against Livingston, stick with us on 92 to 95 FM and BBC Sounds. For the Dundee derby, United against Dundee, live from Tannadice, tuned to BBC Radio Scotland Digital, 810 medium wave and extra on BBC Sounds. And both are live online, bbc.co.uk/Sport Scotland.
Football from Sportsound
on BBC Radio Scotland.
Hello again and welcome back to Tynecastle. The half-time score here, Hearts 1, Livingston 0. Hearts, Alan Preston, 45 minutes away from that 6-point lead at the top of the table.
Yeah, I think they've played very well in that opening half. Created a lot of chances. Was it for some bad misses, some really good defending and some magnificent goalkeeping, the game could have been done by now. But 1-0, Davy Martindale will feel his side have got a chance in this second half. They'll just be a bit more bold if they can, throw a bit more caution to the wind, and then see where that takes them.
Well, we are about to kick off here under the floodlights in Gorgie as Livingston get us underway in the second half. A Livingston side that conceded a goal in 18 minutes, a lovely header from Craig Halkett. It was debut boy Jordi Altena, his cross, the Halkett header, and then after that, wave upon wave of Heart attacks. Some superb goalkeeping from Jerome Prior in the Livy goal. A couple of wonderful saves in particular. Kept out a Ryan McGowan own goal and a Harry Milne header. Hearts also hit the post. Claudio Braga's deflected effort back off the post. So Hearts will feel they should be more than a goal up as Livingston come forward at the start of this second half, and I think that just about goes down as a shot from Mo Sealy, even though it went out for nearly a throw-in.
Yeah, it is something similar to the start of the game, where Livingston started on the front foot, first 4 or 5 minutes, and then Hearts grew into it. I'm sure that Derek McInnes will be wanting to try and get this second goal. If he can get it, then it maybe closes the game off. As with Davy Martindale, I think if it does remain 1-0 longer into this game, he'll start to throw bodies on.
Well, no changes at half-time from either manager, as Hearts now look to go further ahead. A nice ball from Braga out to Kiziridis on the left-hand side. He's just outside the edge of the penalty area. Shot comes in. A couple of Livy players are there. Kiziridis might get a second bite of the cherry. He doesn't. Baningame picks up from Hearts though and tidies up Milne over on that left-hand side. Now to Claudio Braga, who kept his run going to the byline, instead chops back in, tries to play it inside the Livingston penalty area to the awaiting Kiziridis. Livy just boot the ball clear towards halfway. Milne will pick up and go all the way to Stuart Finlay, who goes across field midway inside his own half to his fellow centre-half and goal scorer, Craig Halkett, the only goal of the game. As we tick towards 47 minutes here at Tynecastle. Hearts 1, Livingston 0, live on BBC Radio Scotland as Magnuson took a heavy touch that he tried to play the first time, cushioned volleyed pass into the path of Braga, just didn't quite come off.
Yeah, I think he'd be better taking a touch there if he could. Just put the ball into his stride and through they go, but no, he tries to play the hard ball. It's dropping 50 yards out the sky and he tries to play it on the volley right into Braga's path.
Livingston a goal behind here at Tynecastle. They try and play a long ball forward towards Tete Yengi. He was never going to get on the end of that. So Hearts goalkeeper Alexander Schwolo will go to his centre-half Stuart Finlay. Finlay will look up and left-footed chip the ball up towards Claudio Braga, who's no chance of getting to that when Cavangolo's there, and Livingston will pick up the scraps. Oh, it's a heavy touch, and Hearts just about get away with that. That was Mo Sela trying to get forward to support Tete Yengi and Stevie May. Nearly got on the end of it. Hearts have the ball on the halfway line. Magnuson chips it up towards Braga, who can't bring the ball under control, and Cavangolo goes back to his goalkeeper.
So all it'll take is that slip like there with Halkett. You know, Tenner's covering round in the back, but one little slip in that back and Livingston are in.
Well, Livingston have Tete Yengi up front. They've got Mo Sela just trying to support him sort of from midfield. May wide on the left.
I think Montagna might have run his race. He's holding his left hamstring.
Oh, that's potential bother for Livingston. Yeah, up goes his right hand. He's holding the back of his left leg. This is not the start to the second half that Livingston manager David Martindale wanted. Montano, usually one of their more reliable performers. A couple of goals recently against Celtic in a 4-2 defeat, and he's sitting down on the turf. Chick Young has yet another goal to tell us about between Partick Thistle and Morton.
Yeah. So Thistle got themselves back into the game at the start of the second half. They've I reckon a good Bible going over from the manager at half time. They came out all guns blazing and they've just got one back. Ben Stanway had a first shot and it hit a Thistle player, come back to him, and he eventually put it into the net from around about the 6-yard line. So it's Thistle back in the ball game. It's Thistle 1, Morton 2.
So 3 goals there. Partick Thistle 1, Morton 2 elsewhere in that division. Last we heard St Johnstone 1, Arbroath 0. Last we heard the other scores in the top flight. Motherwell 1, St Mirren 0. Kilmarnock 0, Hibs 1. Goalless between Falkirk and Aberdeen. Dundee a goal up in the Dundee derby at Tannadice. And earlier, in case you missed it, Celtic 1, Rangers 3. 6 defeats in 8 for Wilfred Nancy at Celtic. A big win for his opposite number, Danny Rowell, for Rangers. It means that both Celtic and Rangers have 38 points, but as things stand, with Hearts a goal to the good here at Tynecastle against Livingston, Hearts would be 6 points clear on the 44-point mark. Livingston will sense that they are still very much in this match as Hearts try and get the ball away. Stevie May will try and keep possession for Livingston. Hearts will have a throw in. They lead by 1-0, Alan Preston.
Montagno's gone back on, but you know, he was holding his hamstring. Not so clear, he's still got his hand on his left hamstring, so I can't see him continuing much longer. I might be wrong.
Well, I'm having a look across to see if there's a substitute coming on as Hearts try and get away on the counter-attack. Livingston pick up with Conor McLennan, spins away from his man Harry Milne, takes the ball for a run towards the edge of the Hearts penalty area. McLennan does well, but so does Harry Milne, but McLennan wins the ball back, thinks about the cross. He has a player out to his right-hand side. In comes the cross now. Hearts with some defending to do. Did that come off a hand? I'm not entirely sure. It kind of trundles past for a goal kick to Hearts, and the home fans just urging their side on. Words of encouragement there. That was slightly loose defensively.
Yeah, as Montagno goes down again, he can't continue. But you know, it wasn't great play. It was good play by Livingston on the right hand side, good ball in, and it was Silla with a header, down header into the ground. But unfortunately for them, Stevie May can't get on the end of it, and that's Montagno ran his race. You've seen it straight away when he's holding his hamstring. That's not going to get better.
Well, 51 minutes played, Livingston already a goal down, and now they're about to lose one of their better players. Left wing back Christian Montano is just...
Is that Lobo what's coming on?
Exchanging handshakes. Yeah. Samson Lowell. He'll come on for the remainder of this match. We've played 51.5 minutes. Livingston trail by a goal to 0. Lowell will replace Christian Montano. At the moment, Stevie May and Finlayson sort of occupying this left-hand side as they try and get back into formation. Hearts try and pickpocket Mo Sila. He is tackled well by Braga. Braga's there in support. Has a couple of men in front of him, just overdoes it slightly. Cammy Devlin has the ball for Hearts. It's over in Livingston territory, over on that left-hand side. A strong-looking tackle goes in. There was that Harry Milne that was fouled. He's down. A yellow card.
Lawal as well. Straight away he's on in the yellow card. So what Livingston has done is Danny Finlayson, who are probably quite relieved to go from right back to left back. Kizaridis is away from him, and Lawal will go and play on that right back area.
Well, if Lawal has been booked after just seconds on, then goodness me, he joins teammate Scott Pittman in the referee's notebook.
And he's going to have Kizaridis running at him for the next, 30 minutes.
So Hearts have a free kick over on their left-hand side. Harry Milne and Kizaridis are over it. It's Kizaridis who takes it. It's a good one, and Jerome Prior comes to his 6-yard line and catches the ball and takes it off the toes of a couple of Hearts players. Livingston living slightly dangerously. They trail by a 0 here at Tynecastle. Craig Halkett's 18th minute header is still remarkably the only goal that separates these sides. 2 brilliant saves from Prior. Saved an own goal from Ryan McGowan, and a certain Harry Milne goal for Hearts as well. Braga's deflected effort hit the post. Hearts have had chances. They should be further ahead, but it's only 1-0, and that means Livingston will have hope. They have the ball deep inside their own half. The throw-in will be taken by Finlayson up over halfway. The flick on by Tete Yenge towards Mo Sila, who dwarfs Cammy Milne and bundles him to the ground. That was a contest he was never winning, but the foul was committed and Hearts take it quickly. The ball's away over on that left-hand side with Harry Milne. Infield to Kizaridis, midway inside the Livingston half, centre of the pitch. Comes across to this right-hand side to the debut boy, Jordi Altena. Plays it into Cammy Devlin. He just slows things down, the Hearts midfield fulcrum, and Livy will defend that away for a throw into Hearts. Quickly taken by Altena to Devlin. Back to Altena. He may have to go back towards halfway, which he does just now. And the goal scorer, Craig Halkett, strokes the ball to his fellow centre-half, Stuart Finlay.
I'm sure that Derek would have reminded the Hearts team at half-time they were 1-0 up against Kilmarnock late into the game. And Kilmarnock, was Anderson scores a goal late on.
Nice 1-2 between Shankland and Jordi Altena. Altena now sees that Kizaridis has an acres of space over on that left-hand side. He's just outside the Livingston penalty area, gets the ball back on his right foot, back heels it to Milne. Milne's cross is a good one, and Livingston have to defend at the expense of yet another corner kick. That was Lawal doing some good defending there.
Yeah, good play from Hearts again. Alterna's involved. What's the chances of him getting man of the match on his debut? I thought he's been very good. Good crossfield pass. Kizaridis little back heel, Milne to the byline, whips it in. Good defending by Livingston.
So yet another corner kick for Hearts as they look to double their advantage and give themselves a little bit of insurance. Live here on BBC Radio Scotland with Alan Preston and Cardinez, and corners taken quickly. Kizaridis goes for goal. It's deflected towards the goalkeeper, who just pushes it away for yet another corner kick. Not sure if that came off a Hearts player. Finlay was in there, a couple of Livingston defenders were in there. Corner kick Hearts.
Again, it was another good set play. The set piece coach is working. He's worth his money this season. I'll tell you, another short one.
Another shot one is taken by Finlay to Kizaridis on the right foot. The corner, the cross comes in. Chance on the edge of the area for Devlin. Well, he scored against Hibs. He fancied back-to-back efforts.
No, that's his one for the season. The one against Hibs, that's him. Honestly, you don't want it falling to Beningame or Devlin at the edge of the box. I hope I'm wrong at some point.
It remains Hearts 1, Livingston 0 as Livingston take the goal kick up towards halfway. Hearts will pick up with Altena. Chances here for Hearts to build with Beningame. Again, big spaces over on that left-hand side, but Hearts keep ball inside their own half. Goes all the way back to their goalkeeper, Schwolov, out to Harry Milne. Milne looks up and sees what he has in support. Braga, nice flick from him to Kizaridis. Great football from Hearts to Devlin. He tries to skip past his man, Susoho, but he's done well. Susoho tries to stab the ball forward now to Tete Yenge. Is there a chance here for Livingston? Yenge has 3 Hearts players crowding him out. He's done pretty well, though. He's beaten the first one, but he's crowded out there by Jordi Altena, who puts his right boot through the ball and plays it up towards halfway. All the Hearts players We're back though defending, and it's all the way back to Jerome Prior for Livingston. We'll get a quick update from Andy Burke at Kilmarnock Hibs. I'm not sure if Andy's with us here tonight. Sounds like there's some action somewhere. We'll maybe get back to that later. Andy
Kilmarnock. Apologies, Kerridine. It was a bit noisy just as you threw to me there, because Kelly have put the ball in the back of the net. It was a bit of a mad scramble in the penalty area as Kelly piled men into the box, and I think it might have been Tyrese John-Jules who's managed to tuck the ball away. Kelly have showed a little bit more in this second half, and they've got the equaliser. It's Kilmarnock 1, Hibernian 1.
Well, timing is absolutely everything. Don't you just love it? Kilmarnock 1, Hibs 1 here. Hearts are a goal to the good as somebody's gone down there. That's Braga clutching his left ankle, I think it is. Referee's happy to play on. Hearts will pick up with Kizaridis. Thinks about going back. There are howls of derision all around us here. The Hearts fans getting a little bit impatient, maybe a few nerves creeping in, because they should be ahead by more than just the goal to nil that they are just now.
Yeah, they should be. I mean, the game should be done, but it's not. Livingston are starting to come more and more into it.
Let's go to an update at Fir Park from Amy Canavan.
I'm not sure if you can hear me, Kerridine, but it is 2-0 to Motherwell. It's a fantastically well worked goal. I thought the opportunity was gone. Elijah just was nicking it off to Wandamas when he said everyone was wanting a pop at this open goal. It eventually fell to Elliot Watt, who just outside the box scooped it beyond Jamal George. He was absolutely nowhere. Motherwell have been dominant in the second half, and that second goal is nothing less than they deserve. Motherwell 2, St Mirren 0.
Motherwell 2, St Mirren 0, Kilmarnock 1, Hibs 1. How about a goal for Gully Singh, possibly Falkirk and Aberdeen?
Not the case at the moment, Kerridine. Falkirk 0, Aberdeen 0. One of the Aberdeen defenders has just been put in the book for a bit of a rash challenge. Falkirk have got a free kick on the edge of the box, but there was slight concern for Falkirk. Scott Bainey took a tumble after attempting to catch the ball. He had a collision with his own player Liam Henderson, but he seems okay. But yes, just waiting for Falkirk to take this free kick, but it's still currently 0-0 here.
Hearts lead by a goal to nil, but Livingston enjoying a decent wee spell of possession as we tick towards 59 minutes. The big scoreboard tells us it's still only Hearts 1, Livingston 0, but certainly in terms of the first half, it was pretty much totally dominated by the home side, who drew 2 brilliant saves from Jerome Prior, hit the post. On top of that, headed Craig Halkett's opener, but that is the only difference between these sides, as the ball stabbed forward, and Hearts will pick up on their right hand side. But Livingston showing lots of fight. Teti Yengi's in there, but the new boy Jordi Altena does well, plays it towards Braga. He's claiming he got a little elbow in the face there from Ryan McGowan, the Livingston captain. Will play on though, and
nothing in that. It's just a coming together, you know. The both of them are trying to fight for the ball and run for it, and that's what happens, you know. You sometimes get a little hit in the face, but there's nothing in that.
So Livingston keep the ball. Hearts back in a defensive formation at the moment, as out on this left-hand side, Finlayson thinks about delivering the ball, and it comes, but to no one really, in certainly a yellow jersey for Livingston. And now Braga will break through the centre circle. Nice pass from him out to the left-hand side, and Lawrence Shankland. Hearts trying to stream forward here. Livy trying to get back. Shankland comes to the edge of the area, chips the ball towards the back post, but it's far too close to Jerome Prior. Let's get an update on St Johnstone and Arbroath from Stuart Mitchell.
Yes, Kerridine, this is a very tense one in Perth now. St Johnstone are moving forward at the moment, have just put a chance wide of the post. Adama Sidibe, had another glorious chance going through on goal, but some really solid Arbroath defending meant the score remains at 1-0. St Johnstone just about to have a corner. Be very interesting to see how this one goes for the rest of the second half. St Johnstone 1, Arbroath 0.
Same score here at Tynecastle. Hearts 1, Livingston 0. There's been a goal though at Falkirk, Gully Singh.
Yeah, Falkirk 1, Aberdeen 0. That free kick that I just spoke to you about a second ago, Kerridine, the resulting free kick taken by Brad Spencer and Philippe Lisa there. He just headed it home. It's a deserved lead for the home side there. They'll look to increase that advantage unless Aberdeen can get back into this. But yes, Falkirk 1, Aberdeen 0.
Well, goals all across the top flight today. It finished Celtic 1, Rangers 3. Last we heard in the Dundee derby, it's United 0, Dundee 1, Falkirk 1, Aberdeen 0, Killie 1, Hibs 1, Motherwell 2, St Mirren 0. And here at Tynecastle, with 61 and a bit minutes played, it is still Hearts 1, Livingston 0. Hearts took lead through that Craig Halkett header. 18 minutes into the match. They've not been able to get further ahead, and the home fans just a little bit antsy at the moment as yet again Livy enjoy a fair bit of possession, but from a Livingston point of view, Alan Preston, they're not really able to do much where it counts in the final third of the pitch.
No, not at the moment, but they're still very much in this game, you know, and you can hear the crowd getting a bit frustrated. They felt that was a foul on Braga when Braga wins the ball, McGowan heads through the back of him, so they feel that that's a chance, but still 1-0. I said it, we've seen it a few weeks back against Kilmarnock here at Tynecastle. Derek McInnes will be fuming if that's the case here. Livingston are playing a lot better in the second half.
Well, here they come forward now towards the edge of the Hearts penalty area. Livingston trying to get some bodies forward in support. Tete Yengi is one of them. Now he peels back to try and get on the end of a cross. It's very scrappy inside the Hearts area. Pittman's in there. Yengi has a chance, saved from the goalkeeper. Well, that's really the first meaningful bit of action for Alexander Shvolov in quite a while. However, the offside flag has gone up to save Hearts in that instance, but there are a few anxious voices around us, Alan Preston.
Yeah, you can imagine. It's such a big game, you know, can they go 6 clear at the top of the table? It's an opportunity for them. Livingston are fighting for their lives. They're very survival in the Premiership. They're not going to lie down, and they've played a lot better in the second half, and right now the fans need to play their part here, and they are.
63 minutes played here at Tynecastle under the lights, and the Hearts fans for the first time in this second half are in full voice, urging their team forward, giving them the encouragement to go and seek the second, what you would imagine would be decisive goal in this game. The home side do have the lead, but it's just that one goal. And here come Livingston through. Tete Yengi's on the edge of the area. It's a brilliant covering, sliding tackle by Stuart Finlay as his right boot, I should say, threw the ball out for the throw into Livingston. Excellent defending from him.
Yeah, Davey must be encouraged.
Throw in to Livingston. Quick update from Chick Young at Partick Thistle.
Remains Partick Thistle 1, Morton 2. They're throwing everything, including the kitchen sink at Morton at the moment. Thistle, they got that one back. Remember, Ben Stanway, 2 first half goals for Morton against the run of play, but they just cannot get this equaliser. All the pressure, all the play, all the chances, still 2-1 to Morton.
Here at Tynecastle, it remains Hearts 1, Livingston 0. Livingston have a throw-in. It's level with the Hearts penalty area. It's going to be launched long by the second half substitute Samson Lawal, and it comes just now. McGowan gets his head to the ball from a Livingston point of view. Hearts will hack the ball clear through Cammy Devlin. The Hearts fans howl in derision because Claudio Braga went down. He was claiming a free kick that referee Chris Graham was never going to give him.
Livingston are right back in this game.
A flick on here, Tete Yengi at the edge of the area, takes a touch, great chance for Yengi, brilliant save from the goalkeeper. Well, Tete Yengi is battering the turf in frustration, and no wonder he turned inside his man. He had the ball on his right foot, and the outstretched left palm of goalkeeper Alexander Shvolov keeps the game at 1-0 to Hearts. Brilliant save from the keeper, but Yengi should score that. Livingston, though, will have a corner kick. Can they make this count in the way that Tete Yengi couldn't make that chance count? Much better from Livingston, really good from the Hearts goalie. In comes a corner kick from Stevie May. Hearts get the ball to the edge of the area. It's played back in from Sissoko. He gets his head to it. Hearts might be able to hit on the counter. Livy still have a couple of bodies there. Well, where are the Hearts defenders? In comes the shot. It's blocked there by Beningame. Now Hearts can clear up towards halfway, and Claudio Braga will try and sting Livingston on the counter-attack. Really good play though from Samson Lawal. Livingston right back in this. They fancy this now, do the Livy Lions? Do they have a little bit of roar and a little bit of bite? They have the ball deep in Hearts territory, play the ball into the area. It's played away by Harry Milne. Sissoko has it for Livingston, does really well, tries to play it across to this left-hand side. Finlayson will do well to get there in front of Altena. He can't do so. Can he keep the ball in? He can. Daniel Finlayson played well here for Livingston. To the edge of the area, Stevie May looking for Tete Yengi at the back post. Shanklin tries to flick the ball away. Now finally Kiziridis will play the ball up towards Braga over halfway. Can he keep the ball in? He can't, because he's really well marshalled by Lawal, who's run the length of the pitch to get on the end of that defensive block. Livingston all of a sudden right back in it.
Yeah, you can see it coming. You really could. Livingston throwing caution to the wind, throwing bodies forward. Silla's getting up there to play virtually as a double striker with Yengi.
Well, Livingston so close to equalising there. Chick Young at Partick Thistle.
Well, they've got a chance to make it all square here. Partick Thistle with a penalty kick. I think Logan Chambers will be the man to take it. It was Tony Watt, a dancing run through, brought down to inside the 6-yard box. It's been all Thistle. They hunt down this equaliser, and I wouldn't bet against them if this goes in, going on to win this game. A lot of showmanship from the goalkeeper for Morton, just trying to come off his line, delay the lane tactics. They've been at this all through the game. James Storer is the Morton goalkeeper, and eventually the referee, who is Sean Murdoch, has calmed things down. Chance for Thistle to level this game. It will be left-footed. Up he comes, and oh, the goalkeeper saved it! He saved it, knocked it down, then jumps in it. He's got the ball. They don't even get a corner. Thistle have blown the chance to go all square. Oh my goodness, it remains Thistle 1, Morton 2.
Here it remains, Hearts 1, Livingston 0, but Livingston are attacking and the Hearts fans are getting a little bit frustrated. They need that second goal, do Hearts. They'll try and get that on the counter-attack just now. Just inside his own half is Kiziridis. He spins to go back the other way, and he's got his overlapping fullback Harry Milne running into acres of space down the left-hand side. Comes inside his man. Looks for support, has to go back to Kiziridis. We've played 67, nearly 68 minutes. It's Hearts 1, Livingston 0, live here on BBC Radio Scotland with Alan Preston and Kerdy Nitsan. Livingston thought they were about to equalise minutes ago, but a brilliant save from Alexander Svolo denied Tete Yengi, who really should have made that chance count. Hearts trying to play through Livingston, but again another pass goes astray, and Livingston will chip the ball up towards Yengi, who's being well marshalled there by Finlay, but Yengi's done well. Really strong play by him. He's trying to flick it through there to Mo Sila. He goes down in a heap. The referee gives the free kick, but it's to Hearts, much to Livingston's fury. Across there, I can see the Livingston manager, David Marnday, going absolutely apoplectic at the fourth official. It remains Hearts 1, Livingston 0, and the home side can just relax a wee bit with a free kick deep inside their own half.
Yeah, but certainly more an even contest in the second half, Kerry. Whatever David said to them at half-time certainly worked. They've been up on the game. Silla's been the one. He's a big, powerful figure. He's the one that's joining in with Yengi. He's running off the back of Beningame and Devlin. He's causing all sorts of concern. Yengi's doing a brilliant roll up there on his own, really holding it up for Silla to get up with him, for Pittman to run beyond him as well if they can. So it's been a totally different second half.
It's intriguingly balanced here at Tynecastle. 69 minutes played on BBC Radio Scotland. Hearts 1, Livingston 0. Livingston fancying that they might just be able to snatch something from this match. They've been on a poor run of form. They've lost 6 of their last 7. Their only win this season was way back on the 9th of August when they beat Falkirk. Not sure whether they can win this one, but can they get themselves back level? They have the ball deep in Hearts territory. The ball's played across. Hearts scrambling to get the ball away. They're in defensive mode at the moment, are the league leaders. They have a goal to 0 lead, but the home fans are not happy as Livingston know they've been dispossessed there. Daniel Finlayson dilly-dallied on the ball, and now Lawrence Shankland takes it for a run over the halfway line. He needs help though, and he comes back to Magnusson, who plays it at walking place to Beningame. Benny Beningame just slowing things down in the middle of the park for Hearts. We still have this slender 1-goal lead, but there's some fans
are honestly calm
down, all sorts around us. They want more. They want some insurance. They want some certainty that they'll be starting 2026 with a 6-point lead, having watched or heard earlier on, if they were listening to BBC Radio Scotland's live coverage, that Rangers beat Celtic 3-1 in the derby there. That means that if Hearts can hold on here, they will be 6 points clear, but they've given the ball away again. Yengi's fouled there, surely is he? Yep. The referee's whistle goes. Some ironic cheers from the posse of Livingston fans away up in the stand opposite us, and they'll be very heartened, Alan Preston, because with 20 minutes to go, they'll feel that they're right in this.
Yeah, and unfortunately Craig Halkett hopefully is going to be okay. A couple of changes for Livingston coming. I think Hearts need to get Braga off. Everything's bouncing off him. He's not had the best second half. I would get him off.
Well, Joshua Zimmerman, who's just joined the club, is coming on. And in fact, 2 of Livingston's new boys are coming on, as Stevie May goes off, and Scott Pittman as well goes off. We've got Joshua Zimmerman coming on, who's a forward from Curaçao. And we've also got Emmanuel Danso coming on. He's a Ghanaian midfielder. Both were signed a few days ago. The paperwork was just ready for completion. They were waiting for international clearance that I think the manager, David Martindale, was sweating overnight on, he told me. But that's come through and they are now on for their Livingston debut. So Livy, they've already thrown on Samson Lawal. That's because Montano had to go off injured. Debuts for Zimmerman and Danso. Livingston have a free kick played towards the edge of the Hearts penalty area. The goalkeeper should come and claim it, and he does. Schwallow just gets a wee nudge there as we get another update on Kilmarnock and Hibs from Andy Burke.
Kilmarnock 2, Hibernian, Kilmarnock 1, Hibernian 2, I should say, Carradine, and it's Ellie Yuhan again. Kilmarnock had been given a real good go of it since they got that equaliser, but Hibs just in the last few minutes have reasserted control. Jamie McGrath broke into the box. His effort was saved well by Toby Oluwanyemi in the Kelly goal, but Yuhan was first to react to nod home and get his second goal. Hibs' second goal, they lead again. Kilmarnock 1, Hibernian 2.
So 2-1 to Hibs there at Kilmarnock here. Hearts still have a slender one-goal advantage. It seems a long time ago since Craig Halkett headed them into an 18th minute lead. Hearts are now contemplating a couple of substitutions. Livingston have some defending to do because Hearts will have a throw-in on the left-hand side. Harry Milne has it level with the edge of the penalty area. Shanklin takes a touch. He's done well there, Lauren Shanklin. Still he has possession. Beningame now spins, turns away, does well, looks up, sees what options he has to his right. There's Jordi Altena midway inside Livingston territory. Beningame plays the ball across to Finlay, takes a tumble. Beningame was maybe hit late there, and the referee, I think, is going to award that free kick, is he? Yes, he is.
I'm not so sure he is. I think it's a late tackle. He's got to give the foul, you would have thought.
Danso, who's just come on. Manuel Danso's first contribution was to make contact there with Benny Beningame, who's gone down in a crumpled heap. It means, I think, some attention for Benny Beningame and the possibility of Hearts bringing on a couple of subs.
Yeah, it's Carjota, I think, on the far side, and Steinwender as well. That look like they could be coming on.
Now then, a possible red card for serious foul play. Now, would that be on the Beningame challenge there, or?
Beningame's fuming. You can see Beningame, he's injured again and looks like he's going to have to come off.
Well, this is very interesting indeed. We're just going to
Ryan McGowan's over trying to calm Beningame down, but
the referee is also there.
No red card.
No red card. The check is complete. Well, I must admit, I would have been very surprised if that had ended up in a red.
It's because Beningame's been out injured for so long throughout his Hearts career. It's been poor for him, you know, so you just hope he's okay and get back up.
So that's Michael Steinwender replacing Jordi Altena.
He's done well, Altena. You know, the test will come when somebody's got a winger running at him, but going forward he looks good.
Braga off and Carjota on. Would you make that, Alan?
I think that's fair enough. I think everyone was bouncing off Braga in the second half. Not at his best second half. He's a terrific player, Braga, he really is, but when it's not at it, which he's not been really in the second half today, and you see him, he's frustrated himself. He's away, sitting in the back row, he's not happy, but it's a chance for Carjota to come on. He's been a bit part player, Carjota.
Well then, it's all happening here. VAR checks for potential red cards. Big chance for Livingston, great save from Schwallow, and still the scoreline remains here at Tynecastle under the lights in Gorgie. Heart of Midlothian 1, Livingston 0. 15 minutes of this match left. Substitutes have been thrown on by both sides. Steinwender and Carjota for Hearts. Lawal, Danso, Zimmerman for Livingston. The Livy Lions have a throw-in across on their right-hand side. Taken to Sissoko. He knows that all of his teammates have gone forward. He plays a loose-looking pass. It's easily cut off by Hearts, but Livy through Sissoko get the ball back on halfway. Again, some frustrations from the home fans as they sense that this game is far from done and dusted. Finlayson for Livingston down this left-hand side, inside enemy territory from a Hearts point of view, and they'll just get the ball back. They'll try and break forward. Chick Young at Partick Thistle, more drama.
It's another goal for Thistle. They have equalised. Ben Stanley with his second. They missed a penalty to make it 2-2, but they've taken the opportunity this time. This has been one astonishing football match, and I do think the tide is with Thistle now, and I think they have everything, and you can hear the fans in the background, to get behind Thistle and go on and turn a 2-0 deficit into a 3-2 victory. 2-2 at the moment, but the tide's with them.
Hearts are having to scramble the ball away here. There are chances for Livingston. Goals galore there at Partick Thistle. 2-2 here. It's Hearts 1, Livingston 0. But you get the sense the home side somehow, despite all of their chances and all of their early dominance, are hanging on a wee bit here as Livingston maybe sense something. They have the ball, but it's back near the halfway line, so Hearts are back in their defensive formation and Livingston are trying to find a way through them. Hearts will pinch the ball back. Is there a foul there for Hearts? Yep, Magnusson goes down. He is fouled, and that will relieve some of the pressure, Alan Preston.
Yeah, you'd have thought so, but you just try to calm down. But then Cammy Devlin goes and takes a free kick really quick, and they're back in the game, and Livingston have won the ball back again. So you're just thinking, calm down, Cammy Devlin. You know, there's no need. Livingston are coming on pressure. They're the better side in the second half.
Well then, can Hearts settle things down here at Tynecastle and settle this match beyond disputes? 1-0 they lead. They have the ball in the centre circle to their goal scorer, Craig Halkett. Now wide on this right-hand side. Kurjota comes in field. Benny Beningame back into Kurjota, who's just come on. He's got a man over to that far side. It's easily cut out though by some good Livingston defender. That's a terrible touch from Mo Sila, who looks a bit heavy-legged there to me. Sila's struggling maybe with the pace of the game as we tick towards 78 minutes with Hearts leading by 1-0 here at Tynecastle. Beningame to Devlin. Hearts desperate to settle themselves down with what you would certainly feel now would be a decisive second goal, but Livingston have been resolute so far. Hearts unable to take their chances in the first half. They haven't created a great deal at all in the second period. Can't really remember Jerome Prior having much to do in the second half.
No, nothing at all. It's been a very much more uneven game. You know, Swallows made a couple of saves, especially that one from Yenge was brilliant. They've been a bit more dangerous in the second half, Livingston, and Hearts just can't get that second goal.
They're trying to come forward now, the home side, through Kurjota. Has his fellow sub Steinbender running outside him. He does well. Oh, well, I was about to say he does well to keep the ball in, but that runs harmlessly out of play for a Livingston throw. And earlier it finished in the Scottish Premiership. Celtic 1, Rangers 3. That gives the chance for Hearts to go 6 points clear, which they will be if they can keep this scoreline at 1-0. Elsewhere in the Dundee derby, Dundee United 0, Dundee 1, Falkirk 1, Aberdeen 0. Kilmarnock 1, Hibernian 2, and Motherwell 2, St Mirren 0. It's goals galore at Partick Thistle. They're drawing 2 each with Morton having been 2 down. They've also missed a penalty. Have the Jags and St Johnstone, last we heard, were a goal up at home to Arbroath. Here we're nearly into the final 10 minutes at a slightly nervy Tynecastle now. They know the carrot that's dangling in front of them. A 6-point lead at the top of the table. Hearts in possession of the ball as Devlin cleverly flicks it away to the space.
There's a chance
where Kizaridis will have a run at his man. Now Harry Devlin, can he get the ball across? Good defending from Livingston. They'll just hack the ball away. Not very far though. Cammy Devlin will pick up for Hearts, and this is probably the best sustained spell of Hearts pressure in this period in the game as we ebb now towards 80 minutes. Hearts 1, Livingston 0, live on BBC Radio Scotland with Kerry Nidsan and Alan Preston. Hearts have it down this left-hand side. Kurjota plays a poor ball and it's easily headed away. A diving header by the Livingston captain, Ryan McGowan, whose earlier header nearly was an own goal, but for a brilliant save from his goalkeeper. Mo Sila does well here against Beningame. Sila has gone down. Livingston nearly had the ball in dangerous territory there inside the Hearts penalty area, but Beningame emerged with the ball, and now he's being urged to spread the play to the far side to Harry Milne up to Kizaridis, just shy of the halfway line. Hearts have the ball, they have the 1-goal lead, but they're deep inside their own half. They're struggling to create much in this second period. It certainly wasn't the case in the first half when they scored an early goal, drew 2 brilliant saves from Jerome Prior and hit the post. All of that seems a long time ago though, because in this second half, well, the nearest we've had to a goal was for Teti Yenge for Livingston, drawing a really good save from the Hearts goalkeeper Alexander Schwoloff, but Yenge ought to have done better. Now though, Hearts are building something, trying to build something down this right hand side between Kurjota and Shankland and Steinbender. The Austrian will take the throw in. It's midway inside the Livingston half. I'm looking at a potential substitute again for Livingston. They're really going to have a right good go, you would say. It's
Muirhead, I think. Yeah, I think it's Robbie Muirhead that's going to come on.
Now, Shanklin just outside the area. Lots of Livingston players crowding him out, and Livingston hack the ball away. Hearts will regain possession of the football inside their own half, though, as Livingston wait to make yet another change. Cammy Devlin in possession for Hearts just on halfway. Livingston trying to hassle and harry Hearts. They've made them go back into their own half. And the Hearts goal scorer Halkett plays a lovely crossfield pass to Harry Milne. He takes a good touch. He's inside the Livingston half, hugging that left-hand touchline. He's got support from Kizaridis, infield into middle of midfield to Beningame. Now out to this right-hand side from Halkett to Kurjota. Nice patient football from Hearts. Steinbender plays the 1-2 with Kurjota. Can he get on the end of it? There's some good defending there from a Livingston point of view, but Hearts will pick up with Magnuson. McGowan chases way out of his position, and now Benny Beningame takes possession of the ball. Chance for Magnuson maybe to deliver the ball in. Instead he goes short to Devlin. Nice pass from Devlin. Great chances for Hearts. The ball is cut back. Can they get the shot away? They can't. Good defending from Livingston. It's out for a throw into Hearts. The captain for Livingston, Ryan McGowan, has now gone down. They want to make a substitute. Livingston, here it comes.
Yeah, Silla, you were right. I mean, he looks like he's ran his race. He looked knackered, but I think he's played very well. Silla, he's been the one that's been trying to get up with Yenge. Covered a hell of a lot of ground in that midfield today, especially in the second half. But again, it's another forward-thinking player coming on, and I've seen Muirhead over his career. He hits them from anywhere. So Davies certainly thrown caution to the wind again.
So Robbie Muirhead runs onto the field for Livingston. There are only 7 minutes left in this match as some of the Hearts fans behind the Livingston goal jump up and down and literally and metaphorically bang the drum for their team, who lead by a 1-0 live on BBC Radio Scotland. It's Alan Preston and Kerry Innes. I'm bringing you an absorbing match here, which is still finely balanced. Hearts need a second. Livingston think there's maybe still something in this for them. Livingston will pick up as Hearts give it away. Oh, that's really good play from Beningame. Well, a free kick has been given against Cammy Devlin for a foul on Tete Yenge, much to the fury of all those around us.
Yeah, because there was then another foul by Danzo on Beningame after, and that's what the Hearts fans are going mad at. But it was a foul. Devlin catches him, and it's a foul to Livingston. And what this does is it allows all the big guys to go up. They're a massive side now, Livingston, when you look at them. They're huge.
Well, it's not quite last chance saloon territory, but we are into the final phase of this match. 83, nearly 84 minutes on the clock. Hearts 1, Livingston 0. Hearts in possession on halfway. Is there a break on here for Hearts? Kurjota's in acres of space, but the crossfield pass doesn't find him. Can Livingston pick up? Sissoko stabs the ball forward towards Yenge. He's well marshalled by the Hearts goal scorer Craig Halkett. Yet again, though, it's a yellow jersey Livingston player who picks up. Oh, but Sissoko's given it away to Cammy Devlin. He's
going to be a booking, surely.
He's going to go into the book here, Sissoko. Yeah. And he's got no complaints at all.
No, not at all. He tries to play a pass. Devlin, as he does, nicks it off him, drives through, and then he pulls him down. So it's easy. It's easy one for the referee. He's right in front of it there.
Well, there's a hush around the stadium now.
It's a nervousness. It's a real nervousness. You know, because this is such a big game. You know, what is there, 5 minutes to go plus whatever's added on, which will be 3 or 4 minutes, I would imagine. So you're looking at maybe 8-9 minutes still to go here. Livingston are very much in this game.
Well, it's a scoreline that, well, if you'd offered it to the Hearts fans prior to kick-off, they'd have probably taken it, but going ahead after 18 minutes, they assumed it might be an easier afternoon than this. Hearts take the free kick chipped up towards the edge of the Livingston penalty area. Livingston have some defending to do here. That's, I think, come off the boot of Steinbender, and it's gone behind for a goal kick to the visitors, who still trail by a 1-0.
Substitution.
Another substitution for Hearts.
5 minutes, coming off as number 22, Thomas Magnuson.
So Magnuson comes off, to be replaced by Frankie Kent. What do you make of that, Alan Preston?
That's Derek McInnes all over, bringing on another centre-half, try to close the game off if he can. Magnuson again's done well, could have scored, should have scored, to be honest. A couple of goals in that opening half. He works his socks off. Frankie Kent will come in, the Hearts will go back to basically a back five with... So they've now really got 4 centre-halves in that back five. Steinbender's a centre-half, Kent, Halkett and Finlay.
Goal kick to Livingston, live on BBC Radio Scotland, where it's Hearts 1, Livingston 0 here in Gorgie. The Capital Club at the moment, as things stand, 6 points clear at the top of the pile. How they would like a second goal, though, just to send them away into the night even happier. Kurjota has done pretty well here, but he's been marshalled there by Daniel Finlayson. The Hearts fans are up in arms because a free kick has been awarded against Kurjota, I think.
Yeah, I think it's harsh. You know what the fans are thinking about. I think Kurjota does well. It's a good ball by Steinvender down the line. Kent, sorry. Kurjota's onto it, flips it over Finlayson. Finlayson does well. I don't think there was much in it.
Well, Jerome Prior had 2 magnificent saves in the first half of this match. One from his own player, Ryan McGowan's diving header, which he palmed away for a corner kick with his right hand, and the other was an even better left-handed save from Harry Milne, who for all the world thought he'd scored Hearts' second goal.
Yeah,
I just wonder how valuable those saves could turn out to be with 3 minutes now left of this 90, and the score still Hearts 1, Livy 0.
Yeah, that's Livingston have got all the big guys on. Hearts are trying to counteract that by bringing on 4. Well, they've now got 4 centre-halves in the back 5 now. You can see Frankie Kent, he's telling Kazaridis on that left-hand side to come in if he can. Kurjota on the other side as well. They're trying to see this game through. Offside.
Have the ball with Shankland. He's played it to Kurjota. Livingston have some defending to do inside their own area. Now the flag goes up for offside about 30 seconds after the initial infringement. However, we're well used to that now, Alan. I know you're not a fan.
I don't like it, but it's so obvious like that. You know, a player can get injured, and that's it. That's your worrying thing, Kerry-Dean, and it's so obvious. Just put your flag up.
The voice of Alan Preston on BBC Radio Scotland with me, Kerry Nidsan. It's Hearts 1, Livingston 0 into the final couple of minutes here at a slightly nervy Tynecastle. It's packed to the rafters though, and wait until you hear the roar if the score stays the same come the final whistle. To get there though, Hearts will have to play pretty well and do some defending, but at the moment they're trying to attack down their right hand side. The energetic Cammy Devlin, who's been absolutely over every blade of grass, is now down close to the Livingston penalty area down on this right hand side. He's won his team a throw in earlier. It finished Celtic 1, Rangers 3. The Dundee derby's poised at United 0, Dundee 1 with a couple of minutes to go there. Falkirk are a goal up at home to Aberdeen. It's Kilmarnock 1, Hibs 2, and it's Motherwell 2, St Mirren 0. That's the top flight for you. It's 1-0 here to Hearts, who are looking for a second. Shankland has the ball close to the corner flag. Hearts will happily play with the ball just here and keep it deep in Livy territory. Beningame now thinks about spreading the play. He's got a couple of players beside him. Danso, as he fouled him there, no, he's done really well, but again Livingston can't keep hold of the football. Now can Devlin do something for Hearts? Well, Hearts are happy just to hog possession for the moment. They have it inside Livy territory, wide on that left hand side. Kiziridis takes the ball for a run. He's got support wide on this right hand side if he spreads the play, which he does to Kurjota. He's just outside the penalty area, left footed, plays the ball to the back post. Kiziridis is there. Oh,
he's got
why did Kiziridis let that go? He thought maybe the Livy play was going to head it out for a corner kick. Instead, Lawal let the ball go over his head, or maybe he couldn't get there. If he'd taken a touch there, Kiziridis, he might have been able to square it to Shankland for a tap-in.
Yeah, it's a great ball in from Kurjota on the right hand side, and he just lets it go. You're right, what an opportunity.
I think we've got 5 minutes of added time coming. We've played 89 and a half of the 90. Livingston have the ball deep inside Hearts territory, but now Milne scrambles back. It's beside the corner flag down there. Milne just hacks the ball out. Is he fouled there? Well, the Livy bench is furious. The Livy fans are furious. Bit of relief for the Hearts fans.
It is, because Lawal would have went up and thrown that ball right into the middle of the 6-yard box, but they've sort of let them off the hook a little bit.
We have just begun 5 minutes of added time. There's a few Hearts fans heading for the exits. They maybe think and hope that the points are secure. It's Hearts 1, Livingston 0. 90 minutes and 20 seconds have played, and when you think it was the 18th minute when Craig Halkett headed that wonderful opener, goodness me, you would have thought that Hearts would have put this game to bed long since, but Livy have done well, and in the second half, well, but for a good save from Schwalov, we'd be at 1 each.
Well, they've got a front four now. You know, McLennan's there, Yengi's there, Muirhead, Zimmerman's there as well. They've got a front four now, Livingston.
Well, Livingston, through their goalkeeper Jerome Prior, have no other option than just to punt the ball forward. Hearts pick up possession on the halfway line. Kurjota there had the ball. He's been pickpocketed and Livingston will pick it up. Will they get a free kick here? No, referee's happy to play on, and Hearts will now pick the ball up in midfield through Lawrence Shankland. We have a penalty at Rugby Park. Andy Burke.
It's a penalty for Hibs. Kieran Bowie brought down in the penalty area. Jamie McGrath stepping up to make it 3-1 to Hibs, and he scores. Perfectly taken, cool as you like. 3 goals for Hibs, the 3 points heading back to Easter Road. Kilmarnock 1, Hibernian 3.
The points are secured for Hibs there at Rugby Park. Are they secure for Hearts here, who lead by a goal to nil? We've played 91.5 minutes. That means there are 3.5 minutes still for Hearts to see out. The ball is deep inside Livingston territory, though. That's not where the Lions want it, and Hearts will try and pick up possession here. Robbie Muirhead just barges straight into the back of Frankie Kent, but the referee's happy to play on because Hearts have the ball. Kizaridis takes a nice touch away from a couple of Livingston players. Livy are desperate to try and get the ball back, but Kizaridis has done really well. Into the penalty area he goes. Can he get his shot away? Kizaridis, he can. He's crowded out by several players. Still he has it though. He wins it back. Kizaridis, well, there were 5 Livingston players there, and they couldn't get the ball back off Kizaridis. Hearts will have it wide on that left-hand touchline as they come forward. 92 minutes now played. Still 3 remaining of the 5 added on. Still it's Hearts 1, Livingston 0.
Oh, it's nervy around here. You can see it. You can feel the tension in the stands. The game should have been out of sight in that first half. It wasn't, and while it's only 1-0, Livingston still fancy their chances. They've been a lot better in the second half. I'm sure David Martindale would rue that first 45 minutes because they've played well, and again it's another game that they're very much in.
Well, the one thing David Martindale will rue is the chance that Tete Yengi had about 6 or 7 yards from goal. His right-footed shot saved by Schwolow, but he shouldn't have let the goalkeeper make the save. That should have been a Livy leveller. It wasn't, and that's why we now tick over 93 minutes here at Tynecastle, and the score is still Hearts 1, Livingston 0. Chick Young at Firhill, do you have a goal?
Oh my goodness me, what a climax. I thought it was coming and it came in great style. Tony Watt with a dancing run inside the Morton box. He put on his right foot and just delivered it perfectly in at the left-hand goal post of James Stoner. What a comeback by Partick Thistle. They were trailing by 2 goals to 0. They now lead by 3 goals to 2.
Well, Maryhill for thrills. There's a late drama here at Tynecastle. Livingston have it with Muirhead on the edge of the Hearts penalty area. Good defending by Hearts though. Still Livingston will try and come forward. One last chance for them maybe to throw the ball into the box. Oh, Muirhead delayed the cross there. I've no idea why, but he did. And that means Hearts have scrambled the ball away for a throw in. 94 minutes played. Hearts 1, Livingston 0. Now it is last chance saloon for the Livy Lions. They're going to launch a long throw in into the Hearts penalty area, and it comes. Hearts head the ball away. Still there might be a chance for Livingston to get the ball in. They have it down near the corner flag. They will have a corner, will they? Yes. So yet more seconds of agony for some of the Hearts fans to endure here. We have 30 seconds left of the 5 minutes that have been added on live on BBC Radio Scotland, where it's Hearts 1, Livingston 0. But the Lions have a corner. Here it comes now. Last chance saloon here. It comes in. The header comes in. Oh, it's a save by the goalkeeper. Oh, goodness me. That was the chance once again for Livingston. The header came in. Was it Tete Yengi again?
Yeah.
Well, or could it have been maybe Conor McLennan? There goes the final whistle. That was the final chance for Livingston. Relief all around Tynecastle. Hearts 1, Livingston 0 is the final score. The goal scorer, Craig Halkett, the centre half. But listen to this, 6 points clear at the top of the Premiership are Heart of Midlothian. It wasn't maybe their best performance, but there's a reason that manager Derek McInnes is in the centre circle right now, furiously applauding his players and the fans, because in front of 18,504 people, it might not have been their prettiest, it might not have been their best display of the season, but it was 1-0 to the Hearts, and Alan Preston, Hearts clear, 6 points clear at the top of the table.
Yeah, and when that final whistle went, Cammy Devlin ran 50 yards to the goalkeeper's follow. to thank him for that save late on, because it was Devlin that was giving the throw-in away, which almost resulted in an equaliser there. But, you know, Hearts should have been out of sight in that first half. They weren't, they became nervous in the second. All credit to Davy and his side again. They're yet again in another game that they've lost narrowly. They'll be hoping that they can turn these performances into points. They're going to have to. They're at the bottom of the table. They're cut adrift at the moment. We've got to hope that Kilmarnock can stay there. Dundee are on a little bit of run. St Mirren are dropping down. As far as Hearts are concerned, incredible first, 19-20 games, sitting on 44 points, 6 clear. Derek McInnes and his side couldn't have asked for any more.
Well, they're going to take some stopping our Hearts. They may take some catching with that 6-point lead at the top of the table. Livingston will look at a couple of big second half chances. A very late header which was saved by the goalie in the dying seconds. A big chance for Tete Yengi midway through the half. Again, Schwoloff to the rescue. But you have to say, prior to that, Trior was the man that kept Livingston in it with a couple of unbelievable saves. But the hero for Hearts in the end, with the 6th of the season, defender Craig Halkett. His looping header is the difference between the sides. His header for a 1-0 win means Hearts go 6 points clear at the top of the Premiership. Final score here at Tynecastle, where the Hearts fans are still applauding their team, is Hearts 1, Livingston 0.
Scottish football lives here.